What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. BetUS, Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut. Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. How did
you are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. You's not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap, Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up, man? We got technical difficulties all around. StreamYard's been down. We got issues, mic issues. It is what it is, man. I'm going to do it like this for a few minutes until we get our mics and our other shit running. So bear with us, man, because technical difficulties is always something, man. So I just want to be clear. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and we'll still give you the realest show on planet Earth because we got a loaded lineup, man. Big Matt's going to join us, talk about Colorado. You see the thumbnail. Has Deion Sanders proved me wrong? We're going to dive into that. Plus, we're just going to be ghetto today. Ghetto fab today. I could just quit and go lay down and go to sleep like a bitch, or I can show up and show out like I do. So we'll be back on regular show here in a minute once we get this shit figured out. Hopefully by like 7 o'clock. Shaun King's going to co-host for about an hour and a half. Big Matt's going to jump on. We're going to dive into what we talked about the other day, the ball boy situation in Colorado, plus has Deion Sanders proved me wrong. We're going to dive into that as well. And then Noel Mazzoni joins us. Noel Mazzoni, and we have a special surprise guest. A surprise guest today. And he is a QB whisperer of sorts. So stay tuned for that. So we got a loaded lineup. Stay tuned. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. I appreciate you joining us, even though we're a little late and we got technical difficulties all over the place. But we are here. We're here to end the business. It's Work Boot Wednesday. Strap up your hard hat, tie up your work boots, and head on over to BetUS, which this show is powered by, and get you a 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Plus, you'll get insurance and protection. So head on over to BetUS today. Proud sponsor of Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. Let's dive into it, man. It's Work Boot Wednesday. Like I said, Matt's going to join us. Shaun King, Noel Mazzoni, Coach Fred, HBCU legend at Alcorn State. Plus, a surprise guest will join us as we got all real topics. Let's get right into it, though. Has Coach Sanders, I call him, Deion Sanders, Coach Sanders, has he proved me wrong? That is the question or the statement of the day, right? He hasn't proved anything. He lost 2 bowl games at Jackson State. He has yet to beat a ranked opponent and has had the easiest schedule in the worst conference in America. What has he proved? I like Deion. I like some of the things he says, but I don't like some of the things he allows. And his kids are what you would call cringe. The only one that can play is Shador, and this will all come crashing down eventually when it's all said and done. He has done a good job with what he has, where he has it. Make no mistake about it. But don't tell me that I'm a hater and it's just the truth. He has proved me wrong? No. And neither has anyone else, contrary to belief. We are in the saddest era of football in my lifetime. And I see a bunch of mediocrity in a watered-down climate. We need a climate shift, a climate change. We coaches, us coaches who stand on business like Deion has, but he has to now prove he can get over the hump. In this results-oriented business we call coaching. It's results-oriented, just be clear. Coach Sanders needs to win and actually beat a team that is ranked. And then he can say he has proved me wrong. But what do I know? Let's dive into it, man. We got a loaded show today. Klay Thompson returns to Golden State. Dropped 6 threes, only to be shown up by Steph Curry as he drops the last 12 points to give the Warriors the win in an emotional return for Klay Thompson back home. Spoelstra screws the pooch in Miami for the Heat in Detroit and does something right out of Chris Webber's Fab 5 days by calling a timeout when he didn't have one. Wild set of events to end the Heat-Pistons game as Hardaway Jr. is wheelchaired out after hitting his head on the ground. Scary scene as his dad walked him out on a wheelchair. Hopefully Hardaway Jr. is all right. Deion Sanders rumored to be the next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Having a great relationship with Jerry Jones. Can he be the guy who changes America's team? And is Drew Lock the new starter in New York? Is Danny Dimes done? We're going to dive into all that. Plus, everything else. Josh Heupel responds to rumors that Nico will not play versus Georgia. He was with us today, he said, and had a really good day. Feels like he'll be in great shape for Saturday. Georgia's out of the college football playoff as of today. They have the hardest strength of schedule in America. And the strength of record is number 3 in America. They beat Texas at home, who has the 50th best strength of schedule. And they are out of the playoff. And teams like Penn State, who have beat absolutely nobody, are ahead of them. How does this committee continue to do this to teams? And why are the people on this committee on this committee? Bama, Ole Miss, and Texas. Georgia plays back to back to back. And just listen to this. If Clemson wins the ACC, Georgia will have beat the ACC champ and the SEC champ possibly and won't get in the college playoff. But what do I know? When I told your asses this 12-team playoff shit is garbage. Boston College quarterback Thomas Castellanos will step away from the team for a couple of days after being benched, Bill O'Brien announced. A couple of days for what? God damn, don't get me started already. Michael Strahan got into an altercation with the reporter when he refused to put his hand on his chest over his heart during the national anthem. Should have put your hand over that big-ass gap tooth of yours, motherfucker, and pay some homage. Goddamn shame. But you'll fucking dress up like a trans and a drag queen, and you'll fuck around and support drag queens and shit, Kamala Harris loving motherfucker, but you won't support our own country. Goddamn shame on some of you motherfuckers who have a fucking platform, man. I'm glad the motherfucker called you out. The reporter that allegedly says Strahan slammed his phone away. We'll see. We'll dive into that one. Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia. Temporary restraining order against the NCAA has been denied as Pavia seeks temporary restraining order against the NCAA, which is preventing him from playing the 2025 and 26 season based on his attendance at junior college during the 2021 seasons. You're not going to like my response to that one. So, because I'm getting blown up by everybody about this one, and you all think that I'm supposed to side with you. It's going to be a very interesting topic of discussion today on The Realest Show on Planet Earth. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one, as we're getting things situated in the behind the scenes as we've had a rough morning here with all these technical issues. And we don't change anything from day to day, just so you know. Shit just happens. Life happens. The world hits you in the mouth. But can you get down, get back up, pull yourself back up, keep going forward? I don't know. I can. I don't know if you can. But shout out to everybody in the chat today, who I cannot see today, by the way. So all you dick riders, I can't see you. So Bailey, you might have to block some dick riders if they're in there. I'm sure there are some. But Make sure you gargle with chlorine and a little bit of bleach, motherfucker, because you got my balls and your jaws. Quote of the day. Let's dive into it.
What up, what up, what up? I am here for BetUS. BetUS is now powering the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty as our proud new sponsor. Head on over to BetUS today and bet all things Major League Baseball. We're in the thick of the playoffs. NBA is getting ready to start up, and the NFL is right dab in the middle of the season. You can bet it all on BetUS. Short, fast, skinny, tall, they bet it all. And make sure you use my promo code CoachJB and get you 150% off, up to $2,000 on your first bet and up to 125% off on your second and third bet if you choose to do so. Plus, you get insurance protection and gambler's protection on both second and third bets. So make sure you head on over to betus.com, use my promo code CoachJB, and make it happen. BetUS, the best offshore book in the business. Head on over there today. Is our proud new sponsor, the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. BetUS. Go check it out. Peace.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it, man. Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS. Loyalty will always be found in the things you regret because it mattered. Might be a little too deep for you this early in the morning on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast driving to work, make sure you really pull over to the side so you can comprehend that one. And that's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you can shut the fuck up and start listening to what the fuck I got to say. But what do I know when I've been telling your asses about 90% of the shit that's going on in the world and with the quarterbacks in the NFL, plus what Mina Kimes doesn't know. But what do I know when I tell you all that shit to be true? Loyalty will always be found in the things you regret because it mattered. God damn. Make you smack your motherfucking mama. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Use my promo code CoachJB. I'm flawed like a motherfucker, but my heart is pure and the tough love I give is real. Contrary to belief. It don't matter who says the truth if it's the truth. And I'm curious as to when the truth became racist, sexist, fascist. I'm trying to figure out when the truth became all these things. It's fucking mind-boggling, you fucking pussies on social media. A lot of you in the chat, a lot of you on social media, Instagram, TikTok, especially TikTok. You soft pussies can't handle the truth, so you go to calling people racist, sexist, womanizer. Man, this shit's funny as fuck. It's not exhausting to me as a lot of you people think it is. It's actually comical to me, and it's embarrassing. I get secondhand embarrassment listening to some of you dick riders who live with your mom in the basement, and you're absolute bottom feeders. You've done nothing for nobody. You've never helped a soul. You haven't lifted a finger to help a soul because you can't, because you're broke. You live with your mom. You don't have no money. You can't help nobody. You've never done anything for anyone else other than your soft pussy self. And then you come at me about certain things I say and say I'm racist. I'm womanizer. I'm sexist. But it's funny when all my players and everybody else comes forward and says, you motherfuckers are soft and pussy. It's crazy how that goes. But anyway, it's the most racist, RACCISSS show on planet Earth. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member. Poll question brought to you by Skybox Sports. Head on over to Skybox Sports today and get you one of these tickers behind my head with live updates every single second, every single minute. You got live updates from NFL to hockey to baseball, basketball, NBA, WNBA even. Even that shit is on there that nobody watches. You better lower the rim, WNBA. Poll question brought to you by Skybox Sports. Head on over there. Use my promo code, get 10% off. If you go on a man cave ticker, you want a coaching box office ticker. If you want a ticker just on your boat, if you got one like me, some of you dick riders that don't have one, but look at mine and say, damn, I wish I was you, but I live with my mama and in my basement. Poll question. Will Deion Sanders be the next head coach for the Cowboys? That is the poll question. Will Deion Sanders be the next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys? Drop it in the comments section. I'll head on over to YouTube and see if I can see it. Will Deion Sanders be there? A lot of people say no. A lot of people say no. Yeah, man, I don't know, dog. I do not know. What do you guys think? I can see it. I can see it happening, but I can see it not happening as well. Of course, that's an easy answer, right? I can see it happening, but I just don't understand what he's won at the college level yet to justify him being a legitimate coach. He's more of a legitimate figure, I would argue, right? I would argue he's a figure, not a coach yet, as far as being somebody that's actually won. So I don't know what he's actually done to deserve a job like that. But I also don't think he's going to be at CU next year. I also don't think he's going to be at Colorado. So does that mean he goes there? Possibly. Possibly. I could actually see him going there, but I don't know if his heart is in the NFL. I think he truly loves kids. I think he does. I think he likes kids. I think he wants to be around kids so he can have an effect on the kids. And that is the reason why I would think college. I would think, to be honest, Florida State comes knocking is a much more interesting job for him. I would personally think that. I would personally think if Florida State comes knocking, that job is more interesting than the Dallas Cowboy job for him. Now, here's why I would say Dallas Cowboys make sense. He doesn't have to recruit. He doesn't have to go do any sort of recruiting. He's not doing it now as far as organic recruiting. So let me be clear. He's not going high school shopping. He's not going home to home visit. He's not having to waddle and wine and dine mothers and parents in home. He can do it over the phone. He can do it through the portal, and he can get those kids. He doesn't need to recruit if he gets to the NFL. His face will do his own recruiting in the NFL for free agents to come to Dallas. Dallas will always be a free agent destination, in my opinion. It'll always be a free agent destination just because Jerry Jones and Jerry's world has big money. Big money. So Deion can only attract that even more. But I can see him going to the NFL, man, and coaching the grown folks where he doesn't have to deal with any other bullshit, recruiting, NIL, portal, dealing with any of that. I can see that happening and going to the NFL. I really can. So I guess its consensus is 50-50 split. I think Florida State makes more sense for him if they were to come home knocking. He's from there. Makes sense. But then he has to grind again. Now you got to go out and recruit again. He has to rebuild another college program again with the same old shit. Just a different toilet bowl. Same shit, different toilet bowl. He has to redo this whole thing again at Florida State. I think it's easier to go to the NFL and go try to get a draft pick, draft his son, right? He'll draft his son. Let's be honest. He'll make it draft his son. It'll be a LeBron James scenario in Dallas. He'll draft his son. Everybody will think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. He'll draft his son. Shador will go to the NFL. He'll start. I don't know what they'll do with Dak. They'll get rid of Dak somehow. Shador will start. He'll be an absolute bust in 2 years. And then Deion will probably be back on ESPN or something. That's what's going to happen. I think he's out of Colorado, though. Contrary to Matt's belief, Bailey's belief, everybody else's belief, I think he's gone. We're going to break that down when Matt McChesney joins us here in the first hour, though. Hopefully we'll have our mics and everything back up and running. So it is what it is. Technology happens, but let's get into the show, man. Boston College quarterback Thomas Castellanos has stepped away from the team for a couple days after being benched, Bill O'Brien says. So let me make sure I'm clear here. So this guy gets a fucking bereavement pay is what he's getting. Let's be honest. He's getting bereavement pay without anyone dying. His own soul and heart, nuts and guts have died. That's what's happened. This motherfucker died inside himself. He took a bereavement day or two because he didn't like his feelings to be hurt because the head coach told him, you're not starting no more here at the University of Boston College. So this motherfucker took a bereavement few days. This is why I told you cannot unionize college football like Matt thinks and all these other people think. Let's unionize it. No. You think it's a shit show now? Go ahead and unionize it. Go ahead and make these motherfuckers employees. Go ahead and make them employees. Because nobody's talked about how they're going to be taxed, what you're going to pay them, what the benefits are. And the last time I checked, by state and federal law, an employee gets what? Sick days, bereavement days, paid days off, paid day vacation, paid vacation. Do you know how many motherfucking pussies out there, like this pussy right here, is going to leave? Do you know how many guys are going to take advantage of all that shit? Come on, man. You're making kids employees before they even know how to tie their shoelaces? Stop. 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 Stop it. Cannot. Don't do it. This motherfucker was told by the coach he can't start. He's not starting and not fucking playing good enough, and he goes and takes a 2-day vacation. Here's the cool part. So he'll miss 2 days, which any coach in America that I know, at least good ones, if you miss 2 days, you're done. You miss 2 days, you're done for practice, right? Let's just be honest. You're not playing in the game if you miss 2 practice days, right? Right, coaches in the chat? Right, coach? But now this guy will miss 2 games. It'll be excused, and then he'll be able to go back and not know the game plan, not know what's going on. And then when he has a shitty performance or the team plays shitty and he has to go in because the other guy got hurt, he don't know nothing that's going on. He looks like absolute asshole. And then we're going to sit out here and say, oh, well, he missed a couple days, coach. Y'all motherfucking pussies will defend it. But yet then they want to tell you, don't call me that. I'm grown man. I'm grown. You're grown. You get a paycheck and you miss work, but you're grown. You're grown. You get paid to go play, and then you act like you're 12 fucking years old. Stop me and miss me with the bullshit. You're not fucking grown. You're a baby bitch, and you're enabled. And we, adults, enabled you. And now you're the most entitled group of kids I've ever seen in my motherfucking life, and I would choke fuck all you motherfuckers. And that's why I don't coach. You pussy motherfuckers. He's still a kid, coach. He's still a kid, but don't call me anything other than grown, because that's what I am. That's what the kids will tell you. I'm grown, coach, but I'm still a kid. Like, it's unbelievable because I can't even see the chat, and I know all you motherfuckers in the chat are like, he's a baby. He's a kid. You call them babies. No shit. I call them babies. That's what they fucking are. They're babies, and I got to raise them right. I got to go get them from boys to be men. You motherfuckers, oh, coach, they're kids still. They can miss practice and still get an NIL $1 million deal. You guys are out of your fucking minds, man. This pussy right here would be cut in a New York fucking minute. Oh, you don't want to come to practice for 2 days. All right. Deuces. Like, motherfucker, you act like the... See, these cats think because you pay them that the buck stops with them. Like, you're the last stop at the train tracks. Dog, coaches out there, everybody out there, whoever of you, one of you guys, please, if you're listening, stop. Boot these motherfuckers to the moon. Stop protecting and defending these pussies. You're creating the worst fucking college product I've ever seen. Kick these motherfuckers to the curb. Please kick them to the fucking curb. Holy shit, man. Coaches, you got to stop taking them in the portal, too. When one motherfucker's trash thinks it's another motherfucker's treasure is where you go wrong in college football when it comes to these pussy-ass kids. These kids leaving one program, coming to your program, coach. I may not know a lot, but I know this. They're fucking damaged goods. You can't take damaged goods, coach. If anybody in this room goes to Lowe's today and you get home with the shit you bought and it's damaged, do you not return that shit immediately? If y'all go to the grocery store today and you get there and get home and your groceries are damaged, your meat is brown, your fucking chicken is spoiled, do you not take it back immediately? Yes, you do. So why is it any different with these pieces of meat in this meat market that y'all have created? See, in junior college, it's different. I take the shitbirds and I try to fix them, mold them, and massage them into something they could not get to where they were at before. That's the definition of a coach, see? In junior college, my job is to get them where they could not get themselves. Where their high school coach had either failed them, could not get through to them, or their four-year school got them and just treated them as a piece of meat, and they went there and was just another number. I take them, I fix them, get them back into society as a fucking real motherfucking contributor, and then he doesn't go to jail, get thrown in jail, or die. That's what I do. And then I'll win a few games in the middle of it, and I'll send a few guys to the NFL, and a couple will win a Super Bowl, and then boom. That's how it works in junior college. Because I know some of you out there are probably saying that some sort of that narrative out there. Oh, JB, you said you helped the kid. Shut the fuck up. You fucking idiots don't have a fucking clue. You have a fucking no clue the difference of levels and what people do at certain levels. So I already know what some of you motherfuckers are saying. You have you don't think outside the box at all. You can. Your miniature midget brains, Kyler Murray brains, can't fucking fathom thinking outside the box. So, it is what it is. I've had 8 guys win Super Bowls, almost up to 300 Division I players, 16 Pro Bowlers. Out of the 287 Division I players, 169 of them have their bachelor's degrees, and 61 of them have their master's degrees. In case anyone out there is asking or knowing or wants to know. By the way, I had the highest GPA amongst junior college players, highest graduation rate, #1 retention rate, and the highest transfer rate in junior college history. But what do I know? Hey, by the way, all the kids would have made it without me. Oh, man. I love that shit. I fucking love that shit. God, it's unbelievable, man. It really is. But anyway, that guy's a pussy. So, Joe Klatt says there will be a 10-2 SEC team left out of the college football playoff. Here's the issue I have with that. After seeing Georgia today getting snubbed already at being ranked number 12 in the country, I got a lot of bones to pick, man. A lot of bones to pick. Number one is, who the fuck is picking the playoffs committee? Who are the playoff committee members? We broke that down last year. I think there's one guy that played actually football on the committee. Everyone else is either some sort of female, some sort of DEI, some sort of fucking absolute joke. That's what it is, period. We all know the truth. That's what it is. Georgia has the hardest schedule in America. They have the third ranked strength of schedule among common opponents in America. And yet Georgia is behind Penn State, BYU, Texas, who they beat. I just don't understand, man. I really don't get it. I really don't understand that Georgia can go on the road, beat Texas at Texas, and be ranked 12th. 12th. They beat Clemson, played Ole Miss, played Alabama, beat Texas, and Penn State, who has a win over who? USC? That's their win? And Penn State's ahead of them? Don't agree with the fucking deal, man. I don't agree with this committee. Can't wait for Noam Mazzoni to jump on later on. He'll be on in about an hour. We're going to break down some film. I got new film also. I got some new Jalen Hurts. Tua's game against the Rams on Monday night. We'll watch the Rams struggle and the Miami Dolphins get that victory. And got some good film. Got some good film this weekend. Plus, we got some Justin Herbert and Chargers game versus the Titans from Sunday that we'll show that when No gets on. So there's a lot going on there. I think Georgia's getting screwed by the committee. That is an absolute mockery. This committee is an absolute mockery. It's a joke, and I just don't understand. But to Joe Klatt's point, yesterday I told Bailey, no way a 10-2 SEC team gets left out when we have a horrible Big 12, a horrible let me say a bad or down Big 10 with the realignment, a bad ACC. Let's just be honest. Pac-2 is gone; they're non-existent. Pac-12, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, Coach, let's show Joe Klatt's take so we can give some perspective on the
Yeah. Keep me up, boy, because I can't see the chat.
Is going to be a 10-2 team out of the SEC that is left out of this playoff. It is going to happen. And I've been screaming this from the rooftops for a long time, since really preseason. I've been telling you 9-3 is not cutting it. It is not cutting it. You are not getting into the playoff at 9-3. Everybody was talking about, whoa, with the 12-team playoff, we've expanded. So, of course, a 9-3 team in the SEC is going to go to the college football playoff. That's not the case. That is not the case. And I'm telling you that a 10-2 team is going to get left out. Look at all the 2-loss teams in the SEC. You've got Georgia at 5-2. You've got Alabama 4-2. Ole Miss 4-2. Ole Miss has a win over Georgia. Alabama has a win over Georgia. You've got LSU at 3-2, but I don't love them. And Missouri at 3-2, and I don't love them. So now you're really looking at like 6 teams. I call them the 6 above the line teams because LSU with 3 losses total is not going to the playoffs. And Missouri, even at 10-2, with 2 losses on the road in the SEC by a combined 75-10, they're not going to the playoffs. That is out. So now you're looking at the top 3 and the next 3. A&M, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss. All of those teams ain't going to the playoff. And the problem is they've all beat each other. You know, Bama and Ole Miss now have the win over Georgia. Georgia has a win over Texas, so Texas better not lose the game against Texas A&M. If Texas loses to Texas A&M, we might think a 10-2 Texas is totally safe. But at that point, remember, Texas's best win would be Vandy. So it's like, are we sure that everybody is safe? And the answer is actually no.
nobody's safe, but we have games to be played. It's a round robin tournament from this point on. I'm gonna be honest. It's a round robin tournament from this point on, because seems like whoever loses in this sort of last 5 weeks tournament is going to be out. Ole Miss can't lose. Texas can't lose because Texas has lost to the round robin. Bama can't lose. LSU's done, in my opinion. Missouri's done, in my opinion. There is no one else. Who's going to get in is the outside looking in. Tennessee's defense is as good as it gets, but is their offense? Can Nico and that offense get it figured out? Because if they go on a run, they're a very, very formidable opponent, just to say the least. BYU plays Colorado, and it looks like Colorado's got to win out. BYU has to still win. Who knows in college football in this watered down era, anybody can win any week. Any week, we'll see it. So those guys will play. The winner of that will probably be in, right, in the worst conference of the Big Four. Army has to win out. I still don't believe they're that good. I'm just gonna be honest. Love the story. Love that it was Veterans Day the other day, and it was a great story. But that doesn't tell me that they're a good, fucking, real good team. But again, yes, I'm hating on Prime, dog. I'm racist, motherfucker. Shut up. The truth hurts, don't it? God damn. I see the text, dumbass. Bailey, I'm getting text, my bad. Gonna be very interesting, but I'm gonna be real. I'd rather see 6 SEC teams in than fucking this shit out there that I've seen elsewhere. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather see 6 of those teams out there. I'd rather see 6 teams in the SEC in the playoff than the other deal. So it is what it is. If you're just joining us, man, we're having technical difficulties all morning long, so I can't really see shit. I'm on my phone. Hopefully we'll get back going here by the time our second hour starts. Shaun King will join us with Big Matt McChesney, and then Noel Mazzoni will join us. We're going to break down some film, so hopefully I have some fucking action. We'll see, but it's tough to do it. It's like I'm blind right now. It's like I'm D Jones and who's the other dick writer? Freddie Mac and DMV. I'm just blinded to reality this morning. Shout out to all you fucking DEI hires, as D Jones loves to say. When I say DEI, D Jones loves it. Let's dive into this Michael Strahan thing real quick. He got into an altercation with a reporter who was outside his house asking about his recent national anthem scandal. Listen, this is crazy to me. The issue I have is these weirdo fucks showing up to your house. I don't care if you're a fucking idiot and you didn't want to do the national anthem, and if you don't want to. The crazy part is we can't respect the country we're in, but then we want to live in the country is the part that I find fascinating. I just do. And I get it. I get there's oppression by certain folks and individuals. I get that there's been a lot of fucking history, bad history, for every other race in the country. But like, when are we? How long are we going to use that? We're going to teach our sons and daughters that forever and ever and ever, and still say that fuck the American flag. I'm not going to fucking honor it. Blah blah blah. But guess what? I'm going to live here because they paid me a lot of money. I just find it fascinating, dog. I'm serious. That's what I find it fascinating. No, 2 things can't be true either. 2 things can't be true either, by the way. A lot of motherfuckers just listen to what you see on Twitter and go with it, shit. I'm be honest. No, it's not mandatory to put your hand over your chest. I don't put my hand over my chest. But I honor the American flag, though. I'll take my hat off and I'll sit there with respect. Obviously, there's a story to it. It was Veterans Day, and they were asked to put their hands over their hearts during the national anthem. If you don't know the full story, he refused to do so. That's all we're saying. That's all I'm saying. So now, obviously, if it wasn't a story, why would they be at his house? Why would they be at his house if it wasn't a fucking story? It is a story. So, contrary to belief, that's a story. God damn. So they're there at his house, which I find to be... these motherfuckers that show up to people's houses deserve to have their ass whooped. And then on the other side, the other person, Michael Strahan, who defends made-up humans and all these old weirdo shit. For some reason, Michael Strahan's become a weirdo fuck. Doesn't want to fucking honor the country's during a certain ceremony. I didn't say he has to fucking put his hand over his chest every day. I don't. But damn, going to his house is wild to me. I don't have any respect for the person that goes to his house. These fucking TMZ, these fucking guys. I just think it's a weirdo fuck. But obviously, he refused to put his hand over his chest. That's what it was. And it is what it is. Do I believe you have to put your hand over your chest? No. It was supposed to be just for that certain situation for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds that he was asked to do so. So, that's all I'm saying. But showing up to his house is bitch made. But also on the other side, Strahan's done some crazy shit. As good of a fucking player as he was, and I loved him on the football field, he's become a fucking weirdo. God damn. You on the Diddy list, motherfucker? Anyway, we'll see. Man, we got some BPS. Maybe some MPS. That's Mexican people shit. We got some Indian people shit. We got it all. Short, fast, skinny, tall. Then we're going to take a commercial break, and hopefully on the other side, when Matt and Shaun King join us, we'll have our audio back.
You got a friend in me. Man. That's white people shit. This is white people shit, and man, oh man, we got a brother in Florida, waist high, looking like Freeway Rick Ross in the water with a gator eating Pizza Hut. What? God damn. What is that, a caiman or something? What is that, a caiman? Might be like a caiman. I don't think it's a gator, because I don't think a gator is much bigger than that. I thought it was Jason Peters when I first saw it on the film that somebody sent me, the old eagle, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it is, but god damn. It looked like a caiman or something. I don't think that's a gator, or it's a baby, or it's a croc. I don't think it is, but I don't know. That's some crazy shit right there. Is it fake? I don't know. I don't know if it's fake or not, but that shit is wild. That shit's wild. Pizza floating there. Motherfucker's got cheese in his fucking... He's like eating pizza like he got like real human. This motherfucker is full on invested in that shit too. God damn. That's some fucking white people shit. And shout out to this brother doing it. That's Big Keith. Got some Mexican people shit too. Gotta show you. Let's go, Ruben! Cisco! Ruben, where you guys at? You got to be shitting me. Is this motherfucker really washing the inside of the house like it's, or the car like it's a boat? What? Cisco, where you at? You in the chat? I had one of your folks come over here and charge me $700. Well, he tried to charge me. I told him get the fuck out. And he tried to charge me $700 to pull some weeds and plant 3 small little palm trees. $700. Do you know what I told that motherfucker on the racist show on Planet Earth? I said, you know Trump won the election, right, motherfucker? Now, do you want to give me a new price? That motherfucker ran. That motherfucker ran out of the house and bounced. So I called Cisco and Ruben, and they came over and did it. Here's some BPS shit.
Say, wife got y'all here smoking again?
Yeah, I just smoked 2 whole cigars. She went there and looked for a blouse. Been out here an hour, and then she just called me and said she can't find nothing. What kind of shit is that? Then if you say something, she mad.
It looked like fucking Jim Brown in Running Man. If anybody out there knows, you know. And Jim Brown and the Running Man, homie. Go watch the Running Man if you've never seen it. Jim Brown and the Running Man. Bailey, maybe you can find a picture later when we come back to commercial. Jim Brown and the Running Man, when he was, what was his name? Fire or Ice or some shit? I forgot his name in the Running Man. But go check it out. The shit was comical. The Running Man, one of the best Schwarzenegger movies ever. Love that shit. Love that shit. Love it. Man, listen. I don't know if you saw it before we take a break, but Trump's out here naming Elon Musk and Vivek Hamas part of the new cabinet. Out here naming Fox News motherfuckers, Secretary of Defense. Out here naming bad bitches. He's got a bad female as going to be his press secretary, I think. Look at that. Look at that. That ain't him, Bailey? Tell me that ain't him, Bailey. Shit. I'm one of the best motherfucking... I got the best memory. One of the best fucking memories in America. That's him, ain't it? Ain't that him with the side profile turning the face? Shit. Hey, but Dogecoin is up. Fucking like, it went from 4 cents to like 45 cents. Bitcoin's up to what, 80 grand? Shit. Trump, baby. Bring me that money. Money, money, money. That's all it's about. Hey, 300 billionaires doubled their money in 24 hours after he was elected. We got 2 wars about to be stopped. This guy's not even in office yet. Keep that motherfucker upright. Keep him upright. You got to treat Trump like a quarterback right now who's got a hobbled leg. O-line, you got to keep that motherfucker up. Keep the pocket clean so we can get the rock out. We got to keep Trump upright because you motherfuckers are going to try to do something funny. You're going to do something strange for a little change. Remember, Kamala's about 20 million in debt. And she spent $1 billion. And you wanted her to fix our economy. D. Jones, DMV, where you motherfuckers at? She was going to fix our economy, right? She played fucking Cardi B. Wow, with that pussy. I got the with that pussy with the pussy. Cardi B, can you come address the country? To all the Kamala Harris. Uh-oh. Teleprompter went out. I'm from New York. Where that pussy? Kamala, give me 10 mil. Beyonce got 5 mil to bounce after she didn't even perform. I mean, you motherfuckers paid these bitches. You paid these bitches and thought you was really going to win. You know who Trump paid? The Nelk boys. Fucking weirdo Nelk boys. I don't even fuck with them. I don't even know. But he didn't have to pay none of them. He went on all their podcasts. They probably paid Trump to come on the podcast.
Hey,
Huh?
sorry, finish your rant, and then our two special guests are here. So I was thinking we're about to do commercial and fix your mic soon.
Yeah, let's take a quick commercial real quick then, and then we'll get out of here. I can't see nothing. This shit is fucking blind. I'm like Stevie Wonder on fucking crack over here. So
we'll be back in 5 minutes. Peace.
What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance.
Yeah.
Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
Yo, kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
A 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe, the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me,
I might
JB.
race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is the real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
Nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
oh, this is mine, right?
hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their AmazonStore.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go First Round.
Go First Round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First Round, the highest quality.
First Round Performance. Go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace. Coach JB's fastest 3 minutes, brought to you by Slapdick Cigar Lounge and Studio and the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Let's get into it. Fast 3 minutes. We start here with the Chiefs and Broncos. Queendom, oh my goodness. The Chiefs only play 90% of their games at home, and they get saved by the refs. Holy shit, Denver and Bo Nix look like they got a shot, but nope. We find Travis Kelce, a.k.a. Taylor Swift, for the touchdown. And then guess what? Andy Reid blocks a field goal. And oh my goodness, the Chiefs' Queendom stays undefeated. Patrick Mahomes having the worst season of his career, but they stay undefeated, 9-0. Hamburger Andy Reid. Bills and the Colts. Flacco looking like he's 45, and the Bills looking like they're a Super Bowl contender. 8-2. Take on the Chiefs next week. And oh my goodness, let's see what Josh Allen can do. MVP front runner right there. Addition by subtraction without the shitbird Diggs. Washington, Jaden Daniels looks like Rookie of the Year for sure, possibly MVP, dropping dimes. But Russell Weirdo says, hold on, let me throw a moonball to guess who? Mike Williams. Guess who couldn't do that? Aaron Rodgers. Holy shit. Here we go, the Eagles and the Cowgirls. And oh my goodness, Cowboys, you guys are horrible. What up, what up, what up? Baby, where you at? Can you hear me? All right.
We're good. Yes, we're good.
God damn, now I can live life. All right, now let's get to it, motherfuckers. I can see your bitch asses in the chat. So let's get to this motherfucker because it's about to go down. We are back in the building. Noma's only about joining us about 25 minutes. Matt and Shaun King are here. Let them know that we're ready to go whenever they are. And I'm ready to get the party started, man. Let's bring Matt in. Let's bring Shaun in. Matt, what's up, man? Matt had fucking horrible technical difficulties all day long. Shaun, yeah, it happens. Do you know something, Matt, real quick? Shaun's a brother, so he don't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to get canceled by Mina Kimes or anybody. But listen, do you know, Matt, that California has only submitted 79% of its fucking votes for the presidency? It's unacceptable. I don't give a fuck what country, state you're in and who you vote for. But as a government, can we get our fucking votes in, Shaun? And I know Las Vegas, Nevada, you guys over there did vote for Trump. But I'm just saying, can we get our votes in, Newsom? Newsom is the devil, Shaun. I hate to throw that out there. And you saw our beautiful water, Shaun. You saw our beautiful food and our beautiful women, Shaun. And this guy's ruining my state, Shaun. I'm
trying to get my camera right so the non-Power 4 participant in the college football playoff can be visible to all those watching.
I like it.
Hey, Shaun, I might have to run for governor of California.
Oh, you ain't winning.
That's one.
No way, dog. They're not gonna fucking elect you. You crazy? No fucking way, dog.
They might. They just might, though, Matt.
Not in that soft ass state. You maybe go somewhere else.
This state's turning red, Matt. People just don't want to listen. I'm telling you, it is.
Yeah, I saw that the map, the whole middle of the state voted red.
Colorado.
It's too bad everybody lives on the coast.
Colorado is too. Hey, Shaun, let's dive into it. We got Matt for about 25 minutes here. We got to get into some Colorado stuff. First of all, I got to ask Matt, and Shaun's the voice of reason here because Shaun has jumped on the Colorado side of things, but he also wants to keep everything.
As he should. Welcome to the party, King. Let's go, baby.
But he's also going to be real and keep us level grounded here. I got to be honest, and I don't know if this is an argument or a debate waiting to happen.
Here we go.
You have him on your show, so I'll never disrespect anyone you have on your show because I think that's bad business and I think it's bitch made. So you have Bucky Sanders on your show, the son of Deion, who was on record and on film the other day, kind of, I called it gang banging on the motherfucking ball boy, but that's just how I talk where I grew up at. But I never used to see this, Matt. And Matt, I just don't know. I'm curious to hear your take because I got to be honest. Because I know the Matt. If I know the Matt, I think I know. You wouldn't have probably fucked with this when you played, and either would I. And we'd have been like, get the fuck out of the way. I want to know if that ball had a Texas Tech stamp on it. Like we know they get burned in, right? That's a Colorado ball. That's a Texas Tech ball. If it was, that kid he didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. If he didn't and it had a Colorado stamp, then we got a problem. I just don't know why he's down there banging on motherfuckers during the game in the end zone.
Gang banging. I mean, that's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. He's at a football game he's doing his job. That's fucking ridiculous. But
calling him the N-word is doing your job? Yeah, you motherfuckers defend these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
anything,
bro. Like,
boy.
well, so no one. Wait a second. Hold on. What are you trying to say? Using the N-word as part of his job? Like everyone's cursing at each other and talking like men on the field. What?
No, that's not what I said. That's
what you just said.
The way he said it towards that kid is come on, Shaun, you know. The way he's talking to that kid is an aggressive manner to start some shit.
You're fucking right. It's aggressive, dog. What? Why are you knocking the ball out of his hands?
He's filming though.
This other kid isn't playing either. He's the fucking ball boy. Just go hold the balls.
He actually is allowed to be down there.
Yeah, Deion Sanders Jr.'s job is to film everything. That's his job. It's actually his business.
Here's why I need to get clear.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this at all, bro. Like it's. I like how fiery the football team is, and he's part of it.
Hey, Matt, here's why I got to get clarification. What, from a rule standpoint, is a videographer that's not a part of the actual TV broadcast? Like, are there limitations in where they can be, what they can do? Because, I mean, Bucky's out there like he's part of the Fox crew.
That's the only problem I have.
I don't know the fucking rules, guys. I don't make these rules and shit.
No,
I know
that
both sides of the field have videographers. CU has multiple, and Bucky's one of them. But like when you say he's down there gangbanging, every fucking idiot in your chat, that doesn't understand the difference, is like, oh, a bunch of thugs at CU. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just some fucking. He's not that guy. That's some bullshit. I agree
with you. That's a bad narrative that I put out there, and I'll retract my statement on that. What I mean is, where I'm from, I would say gangbanging as if we're talking shit and we're trying to incite a little bit of a.
Yeah, but I know you, JB. Like that, if you were the head coach of this team, you would love this kind of shit, dog. You are all about fucking with people and getting in people's fucking crawl.
But my players, Matt, that's the only issue I have. This guy's not a player or has anything to do with it.
He's not a player anymore. He was an all-conference player at SMU. He is Deion's son, and that's his brother. And the other brother, the ball got knocked out of. They're all sitting there together. He's defending his brother. He's fiery. I love the fucking look on his face afterwards when he's fucking little pit bull. I love that shit.
I just don't know why he's down there.
Dog. I don't care, from the cameraman to the motherfucking guy who serves the food in the cafeteria, to the equipment manager, to the kicker, to the punter, and everybody in between. I want everybody nasty. I want everybody in everyone's face. We're 7-2. We're nationally ranked. We're ready to fucking go win the Big 12. And if Bucky's got to get him fired up and fuck with somebody, then Bucky's got to get him fired up and fuck with somebody, dog. I'm with this shit. Let's go, Buffs. Fuck everyone who's got a problem with this shit. You want to call us thugs? We're thugs for life then, goddammit. That's why Coach Prime puts on all eyes on me when he walks out, because everybody's eyes are on them, period.
Hey, Shaun, only reason he's down there because he's Deion's son. That's real, to be honest.
He's actually really, really, really fucking good at what he does. Like,
I'm not.
Well-off media is incredible.
He's great at what he does.
He does a great job.
I don't say he doesn't.
Here's why I just want Bucky to be careful. Deion has finally gotten the product that's in between the lines to a point where it speaks for itself. Be very careful about creating something that'll take away from that. Because this would be a whole different story now if that ball would have took off on Bucky. Yeah. Or if somebody on the Texas Tech side would have took that as an aggressive move and would have started some kind of melee. That's my only thing. Like, I get that Bucky's really the reason the brand is as big as it is. Like, he was the one that was putting the content out day after day. And I'm cool with that. But now the product in between the lines is legitimate and it can speak for itself. So just be careful with the extracurricular stuff, because I don't want that to pop off. It's going to take away from the fact that Deion them having a hell of a season on the field.
Matt,
I agree with that. I agree with that to a point, Shaun. But I will say this. I will say that the perception of Colorado for so long has been soft and passive. And I would much rather say whoa than sick 'em. Like, that's my coach in college used to say it to me all the time. I'd rather tell you calm down and cool out and have you too aggressive than have to tell you to fucking pick it up and like get everybody's back. Now, look, Bucky's not a player, but he is part of the team and part of the family. And I'm not just saying that like trying to talk shit. He's literally part of the family and a huge part of the team up there, both from a media standpoint, but also just from a team standpoint. Like, he's one of the old heads up there that a lot of the young guys gravitate towards to talk to and get advice from. So he's a businessman, dog. He's not a thug. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not saying it to you, JB. I know I'm not trying to talk shit and keep bringing it up.
I didn't mean it that way.
I know. But
we call it gangbang.
In your comments, when they hear it, they don't know the way you mean it. They just hear that. And they run with that narrative, and that's just not what's happening in Boulder.
Like, we use the term gangbanging in joking when we fucking get heated on the basketball court with each other, or
I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't really have a problem, but I know that the narrative of that, people love to run with that narrative, especially fucking oyster motherfuckers. Like, I'm sorry, but there's a whole lot of these old whites out here that love to run with that narrative and shit, and that's just not true.
Yeah. Let's get into some brass tacks here with college since we got you on a Wednesday. We'll see you Friday, and we'll dive into this much deeper. We got Noel Mazzoni on after you to break some NFL film down, and we'll have
that's my guy.
Yeah, we got a surprise guest on. I can't tell yet.
Nice surprise guest. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you know how that goes. Might be our upside down Coke bottle that Matt and I had on our show for a while.
Upside down Coke bottle that.
Anyway, let's talk college football. Shaun, I got to ask you. I need you to narrate this, Shaun. Georgia, the University of Georgia, is ranked 12th, and right now they would be out of the playoff.
Oh, fuck.
I got to be honest. I got to ask you. I got to ask you both.
I see that green wave. I see that Tulane green wave. What?
I got to be honest.
Baby. Let's go.
Georgia's being fucked here, in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest with both of you. They had the hardest schedule. They have the hardest schedule in America, and their common opponents have the third hardest in America. They beat Texas at home. They played Bama, Texas, and Ole Miss in a row. In a row. And they have played the hardest schedule, period. And they have Penn State ranked ahead of them, who's beaten nobody, but a USC team that is garbage, as we now know. They have played absolute nobody. And I'm just curious as to your take. I know they lost, Matt, but listen, does some of those teams ahead of them with 2 losses as well? Bama should be. Ole Miss should be. They beat them, right? But look at the teams that they did play and beat. This is a fact. I'm just going to give you a stat of the day. If Clemson goes on and wins the ACC, which Shaun thinks they still can, I think it's SMU's conference to lose.
I'd like SMU to win. That would be pretty cool.
But if Clemson were to win it, Georgia would be the only team in America to beat the ACC champ and the SEC champ, and they won't get in the playoff. And that's why I have a huge problem with the committee.
So let me first of all contextually just put a bug in Matt's ear. In the case that Colorado makes the Big 12 championship, but BYU, who's lucky as hell all year, lucks out a win, you can't have SMU beat Miami in the ACC championship game. Like, there are some certain things that for Colorado to have any shot to get in without winning the Big 12.
Oh, no, they don't get – I don't think anybody gets in from the Big 12 unless you win. I don't think – they're only getting one team. BYU's undefeated, loses to Colorado in a close game. One loss BYU. And to JB's point, okay, I could see 2 getting in there, but then at the same time, let's say SMU and Miami have the same thing happen. Like, you have 1 loss Miami and 1 loss BYU. That's 2 teams from the ACC and SEC and Big 12. I don't know. That's an interesting question right there.
Yeah. And to JB's point, the atrocity of having Penn State 4 is you look at their schedule, they can very well win out and not be in the Big Ten title game.
And that's my point. And Indiana gets in. They don't have to play.
A team that hadn't beaten anybody is going to get in the college football playoff as an at-large berth.
And Indiana don't play them. So Indiana could go undefeated and not have to play Penn State.
Well, you guys really think that Indiana is going to be able to beat Ohio State?
I will say this.
Indiana's pretty good.
I'll say this, Matt. Cignetti, with the advantage of coming off a bye, to me makes it a more competitive game than if they didn't have that extra time off.
Look, I will say this. If you want to get into the playoff, the fastest road is to win your conference, obviously. Mm-hmm. After that, I'd imagine the playoff committee is going to be pretty SEC and Big Ten heavy, but I hope that they don't ignore, I love the fact that it's not the best Power 4 conferences. Like, if Tulane balls out and finishes in the top 12, they could be a top 4 seed. Boise could be a top 4 seed. Army could be a top 4 seed from a hypothetical standpoint. But that could happen. And then you could have a major conference winner as the 5 seed. After that, I think that they really need to be – I don't think looking at just resume from a win-loss perspective is the right way to do this.
I think it's how the losses happen.
Yeah, man. Talking about Georgia back full circle here, JB. Georgia's 2 losses are to 2 really good teams, and they beat Texas on the road, And they still got to play Tennessee this week. They beat Tennessee. If they lose to Tennessee, they're fucked. But if they beat Tennessee, then Tennessee's got 2 losses, but they beat Alabama. Like, the SEC becomes a real powder keg because I don't think that they're just going to let 5 SEC teams in just because.
But I think they might have to. Like Matt, you and I had this argument last year. We were like, well, Florida State's undefeated. We get it, but we don't think they could beat anybody in the playoff without a quarterback. We agreed that was probably the best move. I know Smitty was like, well, Bama lost to Texas, but still got in. But listen, man, it's how you play at the end of the year, in my opinion, not the beginning of the year. I truly believe as a coach, you can get better in football. Like Colorado's gotten better, right? Like they're not the same team they played when they played the FCS school in the first week of the year.
You mean the FCS school that's undefeated and ranked number 1 in the FCS and killing everyone? That one? Yeah.
Yeah, FCS.
Hey, can I ask a question? What category does Washington State fall in? And how in the hell are they 18th? Because
they only have 1 loss to Boise, and I guess they're in the pack.
2.
I mean, do they count as like a non-power 4?
I guess they'd be ranked like an independent, the same way you would do Notre Dame, maybe.
Nah, but that's my point. That's what I was going to get to next with you guys. So Notre Dame and Boise are going to fuck this whole thing up. I'm just telling you right now, because Notre Dame's going to get in, let's say, as the 5 seed, as a non-champ, right? Because they're just going to get in. They don't get a bye. They don't get a bye because they're going to be the 5th seed if they were to win out.
They got to be
Like they can never. That's the thing about Notre Dame is they can never get a bye in this system because they don't play a conference championship game.
And I think it kind of is screwing up the rest of the seeding, in my opinion, this way. Because, like you said, what if Boise controls its destiny? In my opinion, like Boise controls the destiny to get in this thing as that 1 non, and then you got a Notre Dame that's going to be a 5th seed automatically, right? Because they'll be the highest ranked non-conference winner, right? Is that how it looks? As I look right now,
I think that's how it works. Yeah.
So I just think that's going to throw a wrench in this whole thing. And Wazoo, I don't believe has a chance because I just don't think they don't have a Heisman candidate. They don't have a big time win. They're not in a conference. I think all odds are against them in this whole thing to even have an opportunity. But is this the year, Matt and Shaun, that we have? Let's be honest, 2 other conferences that aren't very good. I actually think 3 other conferences. Is this the time you put 5 or 6 SEC teams in this thing?
Well, personally, and then we'll go back to Shaun here, but I think that a lot of the teams on the outside looking in after Boise at 13, I think SMU has a really good chance of being in. I think A&M has a really, really good chance of being in. If they can win out and beat Texas and they're going to the SEC title game, they're getting in. I think CU can win the Big 12. They get in. At Clemson, they're at 20th. I think they're probably better top to bottom than Miami. But do they get the opportunity to play for the title? How's that going to work out in the ACC with those 3 teams? So, Army,
Matt, do you have the feel that they threw this shit at the wall to see if it stuck when they created this 12-team thing? They just wanted to get 12 teams fast.
I love it. I think it's fucking awesome.
No, I get it. I get that. You guys like it. I don't like it, but you guys get it. I get the reason why you like it too. I do. And here's the issue I have, though.
Yeah, it's more football, dog. Like at-home playoff games and shit. That is awesome.
Yeah, but I think we rushed into getting the best teams in this thing at this first year, especially. I think we're going to hit a wall, and we're all going to be bitching and moaning like they're all going to go at Kirk Herbstreit like last year when he said Florida State didn't belong in it, and the whole fucking thing went crazy. I think it's going to be happening this year even tenfold because you guys don't play. Iowa State, BYU, Colorado, they don't play. And the other side, you got all these other conferences. Indiana won't play Penn State. Certain teams won't play each other in these power conferences. Miami won't play SMU, right? They won't play SMU, and Miami won't play, I think, Pittsburgh. And they don't play Clemson unless it's in the ACC title game. I just think there's so much missing, and I just think you threw 18 teams in one conference and 14 in another. I just don't think the math added up. They couldn't figure out the math, and they just threw it in there. I think they should have waited another year to figure this out the right way is my only bitch and moan.
I mean, they've only had 150 years to figure this out. So, I don't anticipate the NCAA or college football doing anything that makes sense. We just have to kind of roll with the situation and the program we got. I would much rather have a 12-team playoff with all this hype and all the like 4 playoff games in 2 days coming up in December. And if CU wins the Big 12, which I really think they have an opportunity to do, regardless of how much of a homer I am and all the haters, like, I'm glad you're hating. I told y'all we'd be good, so eat crow, motherfuckers. When they do win the Big 12, they could easily be the 5 seed. You don't imagine what a 5-12, like, let's say Boise's the 12. The competition on the field between CU and Boise in that game, but then the competition for the Heisman also between Hunter and Gentry in that game, and then also a home playoff game. Like the 4 teams that get to play home playoff games for the first time in history, a December game at home. Dog, that will be the most electric atmosphere wherever those 4 games are played in maybe the history of college football, dude. It is going to be absolutely crazy. I can't wait for it.
I'll say this. Here's what I love about it. As it's projected to play out right now, I don't think there's a double-digit spread in the first round.
I think everybody's going to be pretty close, yeah.
I think everybody is going into a 50-50, 60-40 at worst type of situation.
I think the teams that get the bye week are going to be it's going to be the most controversial thing of all of it. Like, everyone's going to fight for that bye week, and everyone's going to say, well, we beat you. Right now it's a round-robin tournament. That's what I'm calling it, because Ole Miss cannot lose. They've all beat each other. So Texas has beat one. The others beat Georgia. Georgia lost. Like, they've all beat each other.
But don't the conference champs automatically get the bye?
The top 4 get buys, yeah.
Is it the top 4 ranked or the top 4?
It's the top 4 ranked. So it's probably 99% of the time it's going to be, because you're not going to get a Boise, a Tulane, Army every year like this. So I think 99% of the time it'll be Big 10, SEC, Big 12, and ACC. This year, it could easily be SEC, Big 10. Boise could finish really high and finish 9th or 8th or 9th, and they could be the 3 or 4 seed. And SMU sneaks in, and they're the 4. And then maybe Colorado is 14th or 15th in the ranking. They win the Big 12, and they're the 5 seed, because if you win your conference championship, you're automatically in.
Okay,
they slate the top 4 based on your ranking.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I got to get to something real quick before Mac jumps off here. I got to ask you something. There's a little bit of a deal here, and I know you defend the players. You coach them every day and train them every day. There's a kid, a quarterback that was starting at Boston College. He was told by Bill O'Brien he was going to be benched, and the motherfucker took a bereavement pay day. He took 2 days off. I've never heard of no shit like it. But this is to your point, man, and that's why I wanted to argue with you. Not argue, but I wanted to debate this. You have defended the shit out of these kids, rightfully so, as far as a union, maybe unionizing, maybe doing being employees, etc. I'm against it for the reason of this type of thing right here that's just going to open Pandora's box. If we make them employees or unionize them, they're going to get 401k, sick days, benefits. I want to know how the taxes are going to be registered. I think there's so much other things to it, but these kids will take sick days like crazy. This is college football. I don't think they should be professionals yet. That's just my opinion. But what do you think about this kid particularly, and then talk about my topic, Matt? Address this kid.
I know that Bill O'Brien's a hard ass, and he benched this kid, and he didn't like it. I think each player and individual, you have to take it on an individual bias or individual situation on what's happening. I think that the fact that, and it's not just you, but I'm interested to see what Shaun thinks about this. Like, I can't believe that you as an ex-player and coach don't want all the things that everyone's broke their back to earn over time. Like, Shaun and coach, when you played, you wish you had NIL when you played?
Matt. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you wish you had benefits and health care, and like when you got done with college football, if you didn't make it to the league, that they still have to take care of you because you broke your back for them? Yeah. Like, there's a lot of things that we didn't get that we deserved to get. And now that we can get them, you're saying that they don't deserve it? Why don't they deserve it?
Not saying they don't deserve it. I'm saying that we're gonna put the what's the word? We're gonna make.
So we're putting people first, and that's a bad thing?
No, we're gonna create a narrative that's going to allow these cats to use every crutch in the book to miss work? Because now you're saying they're grown men and employees. And then on the other flip side, you're going to say they're kids still. They're kids, JB. They're babies. Not you, but people tell me all the time. They're babies. Well, what are they?
Babies.
Which one are they?
At 18 years old, you're eligible to go get shot at. You're eligible. You're a man.
Yeah, Matt, hold on real quick. Before you leave, I want you to address this with two people here. We got a special guest as well. And I want to get this because this person trains NFL quarterbacks on a daily basis. And then Noel Mazzoni, of course, our Wednesday guest that we break film down with. Coach.
No! Oh my God! I got a couple freaking legends on the damn deal here.
God, you look good, dog.
Hey, no, introduce Gio. Introduce Gio for us.
Wait a minute. First of all, see you Buffs. I started my coaching career at Boulder High School, and
baby.
Sean's not going to remember this, but 1997, I rolled into Tulane with Deuce McAllister and John Avery.
Yeah, y'all got lucky.
Peter Patridge. And we beat the shit out of Shaun's Tulane team. But after that game, he didn't lose a game again. 14 in a row, right, Shaun? After that.
Yeah, y'all got lucky. They had some weird stuff happen.
Hey, Noel, introduce Gio to the crowd and to the audience here that we got about 4,000 people in here. Introduce Gio for us.
All right, so Gio and I go way back. Gio, I mean, I can't go down the list of quarterbacks that have come out of Arizona and come through this man's tutelage. He's been with them all. I'll let him go through the list. He basically is the guru of quarterback training here in Arizona and now nationally, actually. And so he looks at it from a different side than like Shaun and Matt and I would, because he looks at it from, all right, strictly the kids' side, and the players' side, and what he's doing is how does he best help his players get to the next levels?
Hey, Gio, welcome in. I appreciate you jumping in here. Matt's going to get out of here in a second, but Matt's question and our debate for 5 years now has been turning these kids into employees, giving them benefits, giving them
unionizing agents, everything. Yes.
Where are you at with this kid here, particularly Castellanos, that's basically took a couple days off apparently after Bill O'Brien benched him at Boston College? Where are you at when it comes to the kid and the guy that you train every day? Where are you at with this particular situation and what you see on a daily basis?
I would tell him it's a bad idea, Coach. It's not a good idea. Just not the way I came up. I'm 57. My dad was a college football coach, junior college guy my whole life. I coached primarily junior college as well. But I just think it's a bad look, and I just think he's getting some bad advice. And you got to fight through some hard times, buddy, or you're gonna have a hard life. I'm just.
Do you think he's getting any advice? I would say rather than getting bad advice, I would question if any of these guys get any advice. I mean, the amount of we put a lot of like in the last 15 years, we put a lot of kids into college, and the transfer portal has sparked that movement. Like kids will just call and ask questions, and they don't. Like 99.9% of these guys don't know shit about the situation they're in, the portal, the money part of it, how to leverage themselves to make more money, how to use social media correctly. Like I agree that there's a lot of emotional shit wrapped up in all of this. I would question if he has anybody giving him advice.
I want to say something here, but Boston College isn't a big brand. So I don't know how many people in the chat have actually seen Boston College play. Man, this kid is a baller.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's their best player. Like, he's thrown 18 touchdowns to 5 picks. He's completing 62% of his passes. Like, without him, they wouldn't be anywhere near 5-4. So, I mean, I don't know what his eligibility's like, but if he's got, like, 2-3 games in his college career left, and Bill O'Brien is like, I want to see what this other guy could do for next year, like, I can understand, like, how that would piss you the hell off. You know what I'm saying?
I would understand how it pisses you off, but I wouldn't be walking away from my team for 2 days. I
mean, listen, man, you know how many guys understand that they're football.
I'm not a quarterback, though, either.
But, like, when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it don't lead to the NFL, you probably you decided you're not going to play Canada, There is no more arena for the most part, and you don't give this program everything because this kid been there now. This kid been there, and then this new head coach comes in, and he's talking about.
Bill O'Brien's a hard ass too, so maybe they just don't gel.
Right, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't. If I was advising the kid, I would have told the kid to show up, but I can understand how that would have you in your feelings.
Yeah. Matt, as always, we'll see you Friday, Matt, and we'll dive into this again. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs is right. Hey, there you go, Green Wave. I dig that shit. Noel, good seeing you, brother. Have a good day.
Matt. Good luck, baby.
Later, y'all.
All right, brother.
Hey, guys, welcome in. Appreciate you joining us, Gio.
Absolutely.
Listen, right now, who are you training right now that's out there that these guys in the crowd in the chat would recognize that you got your hands on right now in this current landscape?
Well, I just got done with a couple guys that got that are actually one was with the Panthers with Plummer. He played at Louisville, and then obviously I've been with Spencer Rattler since he was 12, and I got Devin Dampierre at New Mexico, who's a heck of a player. Really love what he's doing. Me and Coach both worked with the kid at West Virginia, Nico Marchio. It's another kid that's playing well right now. There's Ty Thompson at Tulane. He hasn't quite seen the field as much as we thought he would. Had a guy at Wyoming that's just got put on the bench for a freshman, but I think he'll bounce back. Evan Sabota. But in the past, I mean, I can't even. I don't want to leave people out. You know what I mean? But
I know
on a daily basis, I'm training. I got a few high school kid that's committed to Arizona out of here named Luke Hago. Coach knows him very well. He's a stud. Coach coached him I think coached him at Higley, right, Coach?
Yeah.
He's a legit dude for sure. And then just we'll see what happens this offseason, see who comes down here. And Damon Williams at Washington's another one of my guys, the young freshman. He should be a real special player too when he gets his opportunity. So, but right now I think the guy that's caught everybody is the kid at New Mexico, Devin Dampierre. He's a heck of a player. Coach knows him too. Young, redshirt freshman. I think he's a sophomore. Man, he's special. He's doing stuff.
He's a young Shaun King.
Yeah, he's something else, Coach. I mean,
he's more athletic than me, Coach.
You would love this kid. He's such a great kid too. Just a great person. You know what I mean?
If you haven't seen him, JB, he's kind of like the kid at A&M.
Oh, okay.
Like Reed, Marcel. Marcel Reed. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's rare to get 4 QB guys that have coached them, trained them, got several NFL guys. I think between us 4, we got I know we got probably some Super Bowl winners, Pro Bowlers, Division I, some Heisman guys that you coach. So it's interesting to get all you guys in here, and it's good to get a different perspective. Gio, you're old school like us. I'm curious to get your take on the current. I know we touched on it with Matt just then. He trains guys every day. Not quarterbacks, but just overall, he specializes in linemen and stuff. And he sees this thing on a daily basis. The NIL, the portal, has kind of been the talk of the town in the last few years.
Yeah.
Where are you at with all this, and how the quarterback, gauntlet is now kind of swinging back and forth on a pendulum, kind of so to speak, when it comes to transferring, sitting out, playing extra years. In particular, this topic I wanted to bring up with you is the Vanderbilt kid, who's a junior college kid, who has basically filed a lawsuit versus the NCAA. And I know we may agree or disagree. I don't know on all 4 of us, but I want to get all your guys' take on this. Apparently, his JUCO seasons has now cost him a future year. I want to get your guys' take before I give mine, I guess.
This is an NCAA. This is another one of their myriad of issues that they have. You got to let these kids know. Like, they have all the information. The information's been presented. He's just waiting on a ruling.
I think they
just got to decide. Does he have another year of eligibility or doesn't he?
So why should he get one is my question to Gio and Noel, I guess. Or you too, Shaun. Why should he get one if you're defending that side of it?
Shit, Bo Nix played that he was 30. Michael Penix played that he was 30. And they ended up being first-round picks.
Cam Rising's had like 9 years.
Right.
Hey,
why pick on Diego?
Well, I don't know if it's picking on him though. See, I'm old school. I guess JUCO mattered to us. Like, JUCO didn't like exclude you from years. JUCO is still years. Like, that's how it was. You burned your year at JUCO. You red-shirted, you gray-shirted, you set out, whatever. The COVID year gave guys years. So Jermaine Johnson left me, played 2 years for me, first-round draft pick. He played 2 years for me. He goes to Georgia and plays 2. He never redshirted for me in JUCO. That's 4 years. His eligibility is over.
It's done.
COVID gave him a 5th. So he transfers to Florida State. He's the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, gets drafted by the Jets in the first round, and COVID gave him that 1 year. JUCO mattered, though. It's counted as 2 years still. And everyone I ever known, JUCO's mattered towards your eligibility. So I'm trying to figure out why now he doesn't believe it counts towards his eligibility. The guys you mentioned, Shaun, they were already in the 4-year level. They never went JUCO, and they redshirted, they medical redshirted, which is all inside the rules. So I'm trying to figure out why this now. I get what Shaun's saying, but to me, you play JUCO, dog. I don't understand why you so that don't matter? That don't count? I just don't get it. Gio, go ahead.
No, his clock, like you said, he started his clock, and that's the rules. I mean, you have 5 to play 4, and if you never use your red shirt, right, and you play 4, other than what you were talking about with the COVID stuff, I mean, I had a couple guys take advantage of that. Only one, really. Spencer could have, but he didn't. He decided he wanted to, come out this year, and that was a good move for him. He's in a good situation where he can learn. But no, I mean, that's the rule I always told guys. If you enroll full time at this JUCO here, your clock's starting, buddy. And that's what happened, right? He played his 2 and never used his red shirt. So I don't know where the argument is.
Yeah, no.
So you're gonna penalize the kid because he goes to JUCO, but the reason he went to JUCO because he was a non-recruited athlete, right? So he has climbed the ladder. He has climbed the ladder.
Right? Non-qual or non
whatever, which one, either one nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So he has climbed the ladder, and so it's all about leverage, right? He goes in. My son's at New Mexico State, so he knows a little bit of the story. He was the 3rd-team quarterback. 1 gets hurt, 2 gets hurt. He goes in, and he's a little baller, right?
Beats Auburn, yeah.
He beats Auburn, so now he leverages that into Vanderbilt, goes to Vanderbilt, right? And so he's climbing the ladder as far as leverage, as far as NIL money, draft stock, all that kind of stuff, right? So do you penalize a kid when he should have another year? So does that mean we have to go back and every kid that says, wow, what if he had never played after that? Would he still be doing this?
That's what I'm saying. And I got to ask you guys all, Shaun, is he leveraging this? Does he want another year so he can transfer again and get another NIL? That's my question in the back of my head. Are we just abusing?
Well, that's kind of what the lawsuit says. It hinders his transfer portal stock ability. Yeah. So, at some point, when's enough, right? Now you got to tell every JC kid out there you could, keep suing the NCAA and get that extra year because you keep getting paid more money, right?
Yeah,
but it's in the kid problem, JB. The NCAA is a bunch of idiots.
Well, that is exactly right there. They are idiots.
They rolled this thing out without doing their due diligence on what the pitfalls were. So now all the kids are doing is taking advantage of the fact that they had this bullshit NIL transfer portal deal. They're doing what they should do. It's all the NCAA's fault.
I agree.
That's absolutely right. Right there.
100%.
They're idiots. They let the genie out. They let the genie out of the bottle and had no plan when that sumbitch got out of the bottle.
Okay,
no
Gio,
structure at all.
You and Noah are coaching these high school kids, and for the most part, in a lot of places, they're under recruited. Even though a kid is a full qualifier and allowed and able to be recruited by a 4-year, they're getting passed by because now instead of going JUCO, which used to be the portal, it's now the portal is the portal. So JUCO kids, people are looking down in JUCO like, oh, that's beneath me. I'm not going there. I'm going to enter the portal and sit there and wait for another Power 5 school. How does it affect your high school kid that doesn't get recruited now, though, because this guy sued and won and now gets another year? And I'm trying to figure out how that's affecting the kid that you're coaching at XY high school. And I'm curious on that too, Shaun. I'm just, how does that affect your kids, Gio? And then they come into you, Gio, their mamas, and saying, well, why isn't my kid getting a scholarship? And why are they taking this kid out of the portal again? And he already played 5 years. And I just think it waters it down even more than it is now.
Yeah, it's funny. I deal with that all the time, and if a lot of my guys aren't recruited early, you know what I mean. Let's say they break out their senior year and play real well. Well, if they don't already have some people on them, it's hard for me to get them somewhere right out the gate. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, they're going to go to the portal first. Now, I've talked to plenty of coaches that are like, they're calling me, asking me about who I have on the portal, not who I have,
right,
that can graduate this year. No, I mean, that's a fact. And so it's messed up a lot of stuff. It has hurt that opportunity for some of these kids to get that opportunity. And like you said, I do have some kids playing JUCO, a couple of guys that I say go do. I got a kid in California playing at Mount Sac, but he went that route because he had to. And I said, if you can go play in a good league. I got another kid at Coffeyville playing. But like it's tough, man. It is tough, and you got to tell the parents the truth. And sometimes the truth is a hard pill for them to swallow. But like I said, you better be on the radar early nowadays as a young high school guy. You know what I'm saying? You better be having some people paying attention to you by the time you're a sophomore.
Hey, JB,
right?
The one unintended consequence from this transfer portal that actually benefits the colleges that have guys that can really evaluate and really recruit, but it's a no-nonsense playing field now in high school. Right before the transfer portal NIL came, high school was a bunch of BS. Man, them kids had offers from everywhere. They will string you along. They'll tell you one thing. All of that's gone now.
True.
All that's gone now. Because they saw what it's like to be out there and starve and not have nothing. So now if you can really evaluate and recruit and you do a good job with a kid, you got a better chance of getting them.
Hey, no, Gio.
I agree.
How is this affecting, though, the product when it gets to the next level? Because I see an issue, like, with the product. I think quarterback plays is worse as I've ever seen it, contrary to fucking Mina Kimes' belief. I believe that this is the worst I've ever seen it. Is there any type of correlation with these kids not being recruited out of high school, sitting out, not going JUCO? They'll sit out a year and get into a portal themselves without even going 4-year yet and playing, and then waiting on a portal kid to be pushed around and moved around, and then finally get into get a shot, even though he was a 3-star kid, a good player, but the 4-year guy said, we need a guy to come be the guy right away. We need Florida State's going to go get a transfer instead of wait around. They're going to go get DJ. And Miami's going to go get Cam Ward, who started at Incarnate Word and then goes to Wazoo. We're not getting high school, or we're not organically recruiting anymore, I guess is my point. Right. I'm trying to figure out how that's hurting. And then we got guys staying 8-9 years, to Noel's point of Cam Rising and all these guys. That has to dilute the NFL product when these rookies are going in there at 28. Hence Michael Penix Jr., who may not play for a few years. He'll be 29. And are we diluting the product? That's all I'm asking.
Coach Mazzoni, what do you got on that one?
Well, for the old days of back when Shaun was a youngster, right? We went and recruited the hell out of a young freshman. He brought in, probably sent him down to the scout team. He went down there and got his ass beat and got knocked around and kind of developed some toughness. And he kind of found out this guy could be a guy. Then he comes in and maybe his redshirt freshman year, maybe he's in a backup role. He's starting to get some reps with the varsity. You're starting to train him. You're spending time with him. He's doing film study. He's learning the game. And then maybe by the time he's a redshirt sophomore, hey, he's your guy. All right. And then you just start the process all over again. Then you go get another one. Well, that doesn't happen because nowadays I see it as, and I'm not in that world anymore that Shaun is, but I see it. If my guy's pretty good as he could be I promise you, he could be a backup for Shaun, right? And hardly ever played. And the kid could still go in the portal and go get another job someplace else. And so all that time Shaun spent with him is like, well, now I got to go get one. Right. because he just left. I can't go through this process again to try to train a guy. I got to get a guy that's a little bit older, been in some battles, whatever. And so it just keeps eating itself. Right.
I think the only problem with the quarterback transfer portal, how many of these transfers have really worked out?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah, you got the high profile ones, but a bunch of these,
I asked that question, Shaun, because my son just went to New Mexico State, and they took the backup from Wake Forest, right? And I shouldn't even say this, but anyway, the reason he was sought after, or the reason they took him, was because he was the backup at Wake Forest,
right?
Not because.
So Sam Hartman was good a couple years ago, so obviously the backup now, right?
Exactly. So does that make him a good player because he's the backup at another school? No.
When you get it wrong, you're Mike Norvell at Florida State.
Yes.
Like, yes. Well, that's the thing. If you want to live in that world where every year I got to go find a transfer and you get it wrong, you turn into Florida State.
Just like the NFL, right? That first-round draft pick at quarterback can't play, you got problems.
JB, give me the quarterback room and let me go in high school and recruit. And I'm going to get 2 or 3 of them, and I'm going to motivate them, and they're going to stay because they're going to get better. And I'm going to tell you, you go somewhere else and play and not get coached. And yeah, you get game time, but you're not becoming a better player.
Yeah.
Now, hey, JB, if I was listening to you guys talk earlier, if I was Deion, I would be the guy suing the NCAA. I'd get Shadur and Hunter, and I'd get them another year, and I'd go to Florida State with those 2 cats. And look what Cam Ward did for Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great point. That's what I'm saying. I just think that it just keeps cannibalizing itself. I don't know how good it really is. I don't know. Speaking of that, real quick, you guys both, Gio. I know Shaun and I discuss it every day on this show with Matt and all these other guys. Is Deion going to be at Colorado next year?
I don't think so. I think he's going to have some, obviously, a lot of opportunities if he wants them.
Would you advise him to go to let's say Florida State came calling and Jerry Jones came calling? What are you taking if you're Deion right now with his health and everything that Shaun points out? He's probably not. He don't want to do home visits because of it. He doesn't want to fly around with that ailment, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fly around. In the NFL, to me, it makes sense that you don't have to do any of that.
Correct.
You use your face for free agency attraction, Noel, as you know. I don't know if he won't have to recruit besides showing I'm Deion Sanders, I'm a legend, I'm this. I would lean towards the Cowboys if Jerry Jones wanted to really give him that opportunity over a Florida State. That's just me, but Florida State's home, and that's also attractive. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree with you. I think it'd be easier on him in the NFL. I mean, without the recruiting and the portal and the mess and all that kind of stuff. Hey,
that's
just what I think.
They've already set the plan in motion, right?
Yeah.
Dallas, they're going to go ahead and they're losing all these games on purpose so they could get a high draft pick, and then they're going to take Deion's son, and Deion's going, let's go. We're going to package deal.
I think you're right.
Let me give a different perspective here.
Let's go.
It depends on what Deion has really fell in love with. Because the one thing he has at Colorado that he won't have anywhere in the NFL is complete autonomy, total control. Nothing moves, nothing happens without his approval. And that's the one thing you give up when you go to the pros. You don't control personnel, no matter how much you think you do. You don't control who gets extended contractually. You don't control what free agents we can bring in. Like, it'd be interesting to hear what really is the thing that means the most to him right now. Because if you look at it from a father-son deal, I mean, he had a hell of a ride with his sons. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better. I mean, they all turned into good players. Then the one that wasn't a pro player, he's now excellent at the media side of it. Shadur is going to be a top pick, maybe the first pick. Shiloh will get drafted. I mean, you kind of did your job as a dad at that point.
I think there's a lot of truth to that, Shaun, because if you think about it, Let's go back to the successful college coach that went to the NFL. Urban Meyer, Nick Saban. How'd that work out?
Matt Rule.
Right? Matt Rule. How did all that work out? Because you're right. Those personalities, those guys, they had complete control of everything in their program. And they didn't grow up in the world where, hey, you just go coach your guys.
Right.
We were about us. Yeah. There's a lot of truth to that.
I don't know if Deion, to me, Deion has to win though, something. I just don't think he's there yet. Like, he's lost 2 bowl games at Jackson State, turning that program. He's now hasn't beat a ranked opponent yet at Colorado. He's in a bad conference. How is he just ready to go already? I would like to see him win, like at a Florida State or something, to show that, okay, this guy can coach. He's not just a face or a figurehead of a program, and that can bring in kids in this mercenary ran business that it is now. I don't think the coaching. The
he's
coaching
not your normal guy. It's Deion. He's not
it's
your normal
Deion, yeah. And I'm gonna be honest. If anybody, Shaun, were to probably get autonomy in Dallas, it would probably be Deion.
Not long as Jerry Jones still alive.
But if anybody were to get it, I'm just saying.
Man, he fired Jimmy Johnson. Man, come on.
I get it. I'm just saying.
And let me change your narrative just a little bit, because Deion has won. Deion took over 2 businesses that were failing, and he turned both of them into profitable, legitimate household brands.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't. I think his resume. Is good enough. Yeah.
And listen, every AD across the country, that bottom line matters. And he introduced a whole different set of numbers to both these universities that they had never seen before, that they never thought was possible.
Oh, hey, Shaun, their apparel sale when he took the job went up $500,000 a month or something.
Right.
Well, everything he touches, I'm not saying his brand isn't going to sell. There's no question about it, but I think it's his brand. That's why it says Prime on the damn shirt, not Colorado. So that'd be clear.
But if you're a sitting AD and you're a sitting board of regents at a college, I mean, you don't give a damn. You still are getting the majority of the revenue from that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't disagree with the brand. That's why I think that eventually, though, in this whole thing, did he flip the SC quarterback? That's what they're saying, right? He flipped the SC guy. SC gets put on sanctions yesterday. That's a whole nother show in itself. Lincoln Riley's disaster there at SC in LA. That's a whole nother issue. But listen, I don't know, man. I've known Deion for a long time, since he was in Dallas at high school level, that we don't even want to talk about that business not succeeding, Shaun. But we'll talk about that on another show.
I like that.
Hey, I got a question for Gio, though, JB, because we touch this every week. Is that okay, Gio? You get do you see a difference when a college kid comes back in the spring to train with you? All right, just the mechanics, the watching, all the stuff of the tangibles of playing the position. Do you see that there's nothing's changed or the same, or do you have to work on more things? Do they ask you more questions? I'm just interested on that.
It kind of depends, but a lot of times their mechanics have kind of got sloppy. You know what I mean? Like they've just kind of, because that doesn't get focused on as much. You know, obviously you're learning a game plan. Your practice is different. You know what I'm saying? As far as the schedule goes, not a lot of indie time. So I do see a lot of stuff working mechanical issues, just trying to get things kind of right back, for them to be as efficient as they can throwing the ball. But I'll tell you this, for the most part, they come back a little bit smarter. It depends where they went, but they definitely come back a little bit smarter, and you're able to actually sit down and talk football with them. A lot of these high school kids, you can talk so much with them, and it just goes right over their heads still. But that's the one thing I do notice is you get a better opportunity to really talk football with them.
How much, to Shaun's point, how much has the street agent affected not only the mechanics of the game, but just as far as, getting in the mama's head, probably a single mom, by the way, who don't know a lot about football, who's shopping their kid, listening to some street agent who gets a hold of this kid. That's part A of the question I got, Gio. And then part B is, how many of the kids come back fundamentally have digressed when you see them because they have a guy coaching them, to Shaun's point, who he brings this up a lot, and I brought it up with Noel. A tight end guy that's 60 years old who never played quarterback. He's the head coach's boy. He's actually coaching the QBs. And now I can look at Lamar Jackson. He gets a quarterback who actually played it, and T. Martin finally, who was coaching running backs for the last 5 years in Baltimore, when they had a wideout guy coaching Lamar at quarterback, and now this is his best year, in my opinion, and he has an actual quarterback guy coaching him. I just think we see both of those things, the street agent and the non-quarterback coaching a quarterback. How much of that do you see?
Well, fortunately for me, I try to get a good grip on my guys as far as other people getting in their ears and trying to guide them in directions that I think I have more wisdom than most of these guys. I've been around it for a long time. Obviously, my dad's a legend out here. He passed away in 2020, but I learned a ton of stuff from him. But first of all, as far as what I see more than anything, we'll agree on this, is the 7-on-7 just wrecks everything out here for these kids. They'll skip the training. They'll skip those extra sessions to go out and play touch football and do everything that you would never do in a game. You know what I'm saying?
With no clock, a snapper,
just a joke. And then like you said, to your point, I mean, I got guitars and pianos back here. I always tell the kids, would you go take a piano lesson from someone who can't play the piano? You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, who hasn't been there, or at least, you know, can demonstrate how to do it correctly and, you know, break it down. I'm always like that. Drives me bananas. So I don't know why coaches go out and hire guys that didn't play the position and help these guys, you know, get better and achieve where they need to be with somebody that's actually been there and done it and can, you know, relate more. You know, I think it's a frustrating deal for the player, in my opinion, you know.
Yeah, Shaun, what do you think?
I think the coaching is shit. I think a lot of quarterback rooms have a guy in there who don't know how to develop quarterbacks. I think a lot of coordinators only know their system. And
very true.
The problem with recruiting quarterback is 1 year you might have a guy that's 6'4", 4'7", big time arm. 2 years from there, you might have a guy that's 6 foot, 4'3", okay arm. You got to be able to manipulate your system to fit your personnel. And so, and then have somebody in the room that, if those two guys are in the room, can develop both of them at the same time. And there's not a lot of rooms that have that.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, guys, for the last 2 minutes, I want to show some film with you guys. Give these guys a great film session that nobody else will get. And I want to start with Jaden Daniels. And shout out to DV Sport for giving us this film, that the only show on planet Earth that won't get copyrighted, and I get the DV Sport film. Bailey, you can put it on. I don't know how it'll look, but I wanted to break this down. A couple plays real quick that I cut up here, Noel, Gio, Shaun. Jaden Daniels, they get a little 11P, and they're in a 3x1 set. They're going to do some things that I think is allowing Jaden, and Cliff Kingsbury is doing a great job with Jaden, allowing him to take advantage of the defense, not only with triple option, but RPOs and everything else. They're going to do a couple things here. They're going to run some counter read, Noel, some counter read here, and they're going to pull the backside guard and tackle and just run counter, and then they're going to run a floater, and they're going to actually read the in man here, and Jaden does a great job here on pulling it, and they got they're +1 in everybody with Jaden Daniels, and a buddy of mine coached him here at Cajon High School here in SoCal. And we'll show the end zone copy here, but Gio, Noel, break it down. Shaun, what you like about Jaden Daniels so far, and
here's what is really interesting about the whole NFL nowadays, and I think Andy Reid, these guys, is how football always trickled down. When I grew up in it, NFL offenses trickled down to the colleges. You really see so much more because of the read and react type quarterbacks that now they're getting half of the draft out of college. All right. There's no more John Elway, Dan Marinos, Joe Montanas, those guys, which are system guys. Okay. Now you're recruiting athletes like this guy's an unbelievable athlete. But if you watch what he does, it's read and react stuff, right?
Yeah, good point. They're not asking him to drop back and be 6'4", 250, and sit there as a sitting duck.
Read the coverage, read the rotation. Oh, this puts me to all this stuff.
Right.
Hey, find the one guy, make your decision off of him.
The interesting point about this particular kid here is he can do both.
Yes.
That's why he's so good.
He is really good.
He has elite speed, elite athleticism. He has elite arm talent. And when you watch the All-22, man, he throws the ball with anticipation. He has consistent ball location. This kid just got to get a little bigger frame-wise so he can hold up physically. Yeah. But he's the total package.
I want to ask you guys this as a quarterback guy, and I want to get all three of your perspectives. This is the same play. The very next play, they run the same formation flipped, and they run the same play flipped. And I want to ask you both, is this a play by Kingsbury to tell Jaden Daniels, you just ran 40 yards, this is an automatic give, but we're going to window dress it and run the same play, but just give it? Is this a play that they're doing because, Noel, you've coached in the NFL, it's the NFL, Shaun, that you played in? Or could he pull this? I think he was an automatic give read on this one, and I want to show you what I mean here to give him a rest. And they ran the same play the other way, exactly the next play. But look at his mannerisms. He's not even an actor here. He doesn't really even carry.
Okay, so I don't think so. It's the same play. So like at least with me, so there's first level, go to the end zone. There's first level, second level conflict players.
Yep.
Right. So this is a first level conflict read for him, which would be, I think, number 40 over here.
Yep.
Yeah, it would be number 40.
Yep.
So as it runs, let it go there, JB. All right. So anytime he doesn't feel I can pull this ball and outrun, look how wide that guy is, right?
Pre-snap, he's wide as shit.
Pre-snap, look how wide he is.
Yeah.
I would consider that edge pressure. So anytime edge pressure, my guys would say give.
And so I get it's the same play, and I know he's a read guy, but you don't think he's just sparing him for a play just because it's the NFL and he's top dollar?
No, I don't think so.
And I don't think it's a called give. I think this is up to Jaden.
Yes, I agree.
Now,
maybe he definitely pulled it.
Yeah, maybe Jaden's a little fatigued here and he's going to give it unless it's just obvious. But if you want to go back to the play before, like the position of 40 compared to, I think it was the last play was 9, one of the 45.
I'm never pulling. Different. Yeah, Shaun, you're never pulling that ball with 40 sitting 5 yards outside your tackle.
No.
Ever.
Now, what's interesting and what I like about the concept is there are a lot of play actions off of this that are going to be really hard to cover.
I just don't know if there's a spill player here because we got the spill blocked with him. So
he could have pulled this because he's protected.
Yeah, but I'm looking at Jaden though, and it's a give all day. Look at it; he's not even in mesh phase. He's not even in his knees aren't bent. Like I thought.
Go back to the other one. Go back to the first one.
Okay.
So what's the difference in the read player?
Let's watch the defensive end on this one.
Yeah,
so 45.
He's in a tighter side. Watch, he's gonna follow the tackle that's pulling.
Yeah, they're in a little bear front here, no, a little bit or something. It looks like a little TNT.
Right. So now he's reading 45, but look how tight 45 is now, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a huge difference.
He's gonna come down on the tackle, JB. I was watching it the first time.
Yeah.
And no, just for the common fan out here that don't understand, there's no BCCR guy here. 45 is him. Boot count, cut it back, reverse. He's the guy. So he's the sole read, right? Because there's no spiller. There's nobody coming over. And we got a guy to pin the mic, and we got a floater coming to spill it, right? Or to get the spiller. So we got 2-on-1 here. And
you see the difference in what 45 was, though?
That's a totally different look to Jaden right there. Yeah.
But look at Jaden though, and I'm just breaking down. Like I guess his knee bend is pretty similar, so I guess that's not valid on my other point. It's similar, but I agree.
But by just pre-snap alignment, he was thinking this a give. On the
yeah. No, I agree. I just throw it out there. Let's throw the one pass here real quick. and then we'll go on to Justin Herbert. I want to get you guys' take on Herbert from last year to under Harbaugh, and we'll move to this one. Outside zone. We'll get to another play here.
Wait, go back to that one. Go back to that last one.
Now they bookended it, they blocked it, so they locked the backside here. So it's RPO.
Now who he's looking at is 35 or 36 out here, 26.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 26 right here.
26.
Yeah, that's who see him looking at him.
And
So
they
if
run a glance looking. Yep.
If he fits the run, so now it's
They
a
got it.
second. Now he's reading a second level conflict player, right?
They got this slant in here, right here.
Yeah, but 26 tells him hand it off.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. They like Kingsbury's doing a good job. No, this is similar to what you've done for your whole career. I mean, they got everything built in off of the run action in the game. They got pin and pull. They got gap scheme, and they run RPO off.
I actually think that exact play was the one we scored on against Tulane in '97. I'm not sure, but
Hey, y'all had ineligible linemen downfield. The rest didn't call.
That's great.
Hey, Bailey, let me change this game real quick. I want to go to Herbert real quick. Go ahead and you can pull it back up, Bailey. I want to go to Herbert last Sunday against Tennessee. Real quick, Noel, what are you seeing with Justin Herbert with Harbaugh that you didn't see last year with Haley as far as his growth? Because he hasn't had the gaudy numbers, but he's a lot more efficient and effective this year, it seems like, and they have a great defense. So just don't turn the ball over, right?
absolutely. I think he was an athletic guy. He was just a talent, and I think now he's playing quarterback. I think Harbaugh's got him playing quarterback.
Get some naked action here. Get everybody full flow.
Yeah, he's in a system now that's got some structure to it. I'm not saying the last one didn't, but obviously Jim does a good job with those guys.
Nah, no doubt. They got a great defense, so this is a deal. Hey, Gio, when you get these guys that come back from playing in the NFL, like you'll get Spencer Rattler this offseason, what do you expect to see when he gets back to you? And what would you work on with him after he's had a little bit up and down? He gets a start. He gets a couple starts. He's got a little bit of do you attack the mental side of Spencer Rattler when he comes home because Derek Carr came back and he didn't have a great success? Are you trying to keep him motivated, or is it all fundamentals, footwork, and the mental side?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I talk to Spence weekly, just both of them that are on the team, in the league right now. I talk to them weekly just to see how they're feeling, how they're doing. The one thing I can tell you about Spence, because I went to 2 of his starts and got to talk to him right after the game, and he could talk football now. Like right after the game, he wasn't talking. We weren't dabbing it up. He was like, "Hey, they were just playing. They were dropping 8 all game, and now I can finally see the safety rotation. And I wasn't hot on that one. It looked like I should have got the ball up, but I wasn't hot. I should have been protected. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're actually talking what happened during the game, and he's getting there on that side of things. I like to say, hey, what do you need to work on? Where are our deficiencies? What do you see your weaknesses being right now? And then once they give me that information, we're going to attack it. You know what I mean? And we're going to go after it, whether it's on the board, in the classroom with film, on the field, 3-step, 5-step, whatever it is. We're going to get better at it. And so I kind of just go off what they need when they come back more than anything, where they feel like they need to get better. That's how I approach it.
No doubt. No, Gio, Shaun, what have you seen with Tua since he's come back? This is start 3 since the concussion. He came back right out the gate, play number 1 to Waddle, finds him in the dead hole there on the glance. Where are you at with his growth since the concussion has happened and this Miami team beating a Ram team who won 3 in a row? Miami seeming to get back in this. Tyreek Hill's a little banged up, but they got all these weapons. How are they as good as he is, or is it something else?
I want to go back to the sideline of this and listen. You never go broke taking a profit. So, I mean, it's a completion. It's a good way to start the game. But goddamn, it's hard to get Tyreek Hill. Look at 37, the free safety. and I've got Tyreek on a post to start the game, and he's coming down flat-footing on a play action, well, I got to take a shot here. I got to take a shot here, guys. That's the
So you want to take this? You want to throw this here?
Yeah, right. He should catch it right on the pull it away from the corner. Look, man, I dare the safety to look at the safety, JB. Just watch the free safety.
Yeah,
I get it.
Watch what he does on the snap. And I get it. I'm not gonna be mad at the quarterback, but I'm like, this is the one thing about Tua. I think that the Dolphins he's a good player. He throws with anticipation, but I don't think he trusts his arm all the time.
Right.
Guys with big arm, man. When I see the 37 do this, oh hell, man, he got to show me he can. He got to show me he can run with Tyreek at that point. It just is what it is.
I think Noel's listening to you, and he's like, "Fuck, I would have loved to have benched Shaun when he said that." we got one high. It's close safety, right? Noel?
I gotta say, once I turn my back to the defense, this is a coverage-based decision. He was told it's cover 3, throw the backside slant. It's cover 2, throw the post.
Yeah, one high, and I'm coming down. Yeah,
because I've turned my back to the defense.
Shaun. Shaun's that box score throw guy. He wants to always light up the box score. He always wants to light up the scoreboard.
Well, look at 37. He's creeping down before the snap. No,
but is he not baiting him though? Is he not baiting him? Is he not baiting him?
Hey, ask Rich Rodriguez. Rich Rodriguez said I threw the best deep ball in the history of football. When I went deep, it was because I know I was connected.
Hey, I know one thing. Rich Rod never cussed you out, did he?
Man, look, man, I don't know if you know any non-cuss words.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
It was so funny because Tommy Bowden was a FCA guy, and Rich Rod was the OC.
Oh my God, he's the best ever at that.
Hey, last guy I want to watch with you guys real quick is Jalen Hurts, and the Eagles are rolling. The Eagles are rolling against a bad Cowboy team. They beat the brakes out of them. But Jalen Hurts, since the beginning of the year, it seemed like he was having some struggles. Shaun and I have discussed him. He's back now. It seems like, right? Is Jalen back to maybe taking his team to another Super Bowl? Fundamentally, at least.
I mean, when you look at it from a talent standpoint, well, first of all, I think Kellen Moore is doing a really good job. I mean, they're as talented as anybody with AJ and Devontae at receiver, Goddard at tight end, Saquon at running back. I mean, they're not going to line up many Sundays and feel like they're outmanned.
Gio, real quick, Gio, I respect Jalen because
there's the X factor right there with these guys, right? Jalen, both Jalen, him, and Daniels and all that. Here's the X factor in the NFL.
Yeah. I just
you got to worry about that with these guys.
Yeah, Gio, do you from year 1 to year 2, he went out and came out to California. He got, I think, with Jordan Palmer, a couple other guys, and I think mechanically, platform-wise, his elbow, everything. I thought he got better. He got a lot better fundamentally. Where I see Lamar Jackson and those type of guys stay the same. Like I don't see I don't see fundamentals change. Do you see that with Jalen Hurts over the last few years?
Yeah, I see. I would agree. I thought he like you said when I first watched him throw, he's a little loopy and long, and I think he went out there and spent some time and tried to quicken all that stuff up. You know what I mean? And I do see a difference. I do see a difference. Yeah, for sure. And you're right. Some of these other guys, I mean, look, Coach will tell you this. We worked with some guys that, in fact, I met Coach through him sending me a couple guys that were in the league way back in 2012. Coach, you remember who you sent me to work with, and we could just never fix that long loopy motion. You know what I mean? And it was just he's been doing it his whole life, And there was a couple other guys like that too. So when they can go and get that training and actually, make those small adjustments to be quicker, not be so loopy with the arm and long. I mean, credit to them for doing that because I don't see it a lot. I don't see it a lot when they're already been established and been doing this for a long time.
Which Gio is what really created the whole job market for for a quarterback, the quarterback trainers, right? Tom Houses, the Jordan Palmers, and all that. I mean, those guys back in 2010, there weren't any of those. There was Terry Shea, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I was coaching
then George Whitfield kind of made a big splash with it, and so it's become a whole industry. Now you go any state and you'll find some guy used to be a fireman training quarterbacks in the park, right?
Yeah.
Charging a kid $20.
Well, the thing about
because he watched a YouTube video.
Yeah.
So,
YouTube trainer. I coached the game for 27 years. I mean, a JUCO guy my whole life, coaching a lot of ball, head high school coach. So I've called plays, and I've drawn up some stuff. I've been around the game. Me and Coach talk football all the time. I just choose not to do it right now, just because I'm so busy with other things. But that's what drives me bananas. Guys out in the park with somebody just watched a video from some other guy that don't know what he's doing.
That's my point. That's my point. Is there's that group of guys like you and Palmer and all those type of guys, but now they're on every street.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys before you get out of here. I appreciate you jumping on here great stuff. Let me ask you before you leave. Caleb Williams. People are asking on his team that he's benched. I thought he would be who he is right now. I thought Jaden was clear cut the best in this draft. And Shaun had McCarthy even ahead of Caleb, who he coached and recruited. JJ, I got to ask you, the whole debate right now, Noel, is O-line is the issue, or is it Caleb Williams, who has clean pocket, who evades and escapes the pocket instead of climbing in the pocket as we would teach and read the coverage? It seems like he doesn't understand what's going on. He wants to get out of the danger zone, and he's got clean pocket.
I think he is what he is. That's what he was, a one and done guy, right?
Yeah.
Find one guy I watched the game. I watched this game 2 weeks ago when they're running some just sort of a spot concept over here and a single high beater on this side, and he takes the snap, and I don't know where his eyes are. Number one,
I don't either.
He tries to see everything, which means he sees nothing. Okay. And so he's made now he's an incredible athletic talent with arm talent, but he's made his money running around. He's the same at SC, right? Yeah. Running around and making 10 guys miss, and then bam, let's find one of those guys down the field. And I don't think, he's just got a little ways to go, I think, as far as understanding the game.
Yeah. Gio, I don't know, man. I think let me ask you before Shaun gets in, Gio, before you get you guys out of here. I know bust is a huge word, and we don't like to say it a lot in the quarterback world. I say it all the time. I call the motherfucker a bust. But anyway, where are you at with this guy? And is Lincoln Riley over?
Hey, wait a second. Was Darnell a bust after his first year?
Hell no. I'm the only guy on Darnold. I've been on the Darnold thing because I coached against him, and I've seen him.
That's JB's guy.
Hey,
but what would 9 out of 10 people say after his first year?
But here's the issue I have with the Bears, though. They had Justin Fields for 3 years. Justin Fields for 3 years was making some sort of progress, and they had no weapons, no O-line. They go get this guy, weapons and O-line, and then pay him and say, you're the savior, when you could have went and got Alt at tackle and made your team better and kept Justin Fields, who you traded away for a Chico stick and string cheese to the Steelers. I just think that is the issue I have. Like, why are we putting the onus on this young kid who's never played at this level and expect him to just go take me to the Super Bowl like the 85 Bears? There's no way.
You're right. He could turn out to be a great player. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm an old man, so here's that means nothing, but here's what bothers me about him, right? Is I watch him on the sideline. It looks like the guy's freaking out of shape. He's sweating. He walks around. He has the freaking worst body language I've ever seen for my leader. Right?
Quarterback?
Seems to me he's fucking kind of disinterested in the whole thing.
No.
And you know what? Hey, guys, I get that feel like he's thinking, hey, this ain't my fault. The coach is screwed up. The receiver screwed up. The running back. Now, I may be dead wrong. That's just a feel I get from watching the games.
Your eyes aren't lying. I mean, didn't you see that last year when he was? I watched him I had to deal with him because my guy got beat out by him. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then the kid goes in and breaks the record in the bowl game and throws 6 touchdowns for SC without him, and they win. So I just think addition by subtraction with this guy follows him.
I want to say this because the player I got banned in Chicago because before the season I predicted this. I said it was going to happen. They all in my DMs. I think they wanted to actually physically hurt me. But to the organizations in the National Football League, this is how inept the Bears are. You have the number 1 pick in the draft. You have kind of a lukewarmish coach in Matt Eberflus, right? You fired Luke Getsy. Why would you hire someone that's going to be the first boots on the ground for your number 1 pick at quarterback that you don't really believe in as the OC? They hired Shane Waldron this offseason, and he's already fired before the end of year 1. So from a quarterback development standpoint, you put your number 1 pick in the hands of somebody you obviously didn't believe in. And now guess what? The first offseason of Caleb Williams' career, you got to learn a new system.
That's what happened to Darnold, to Noel's point. This is what's happened.
These organizations screw it up, man.
They all do, though. And that's why I just think that they should all sit. To Tom Brady's point, to Kurt Warner's point, sit him for a year at least. Sit him for a damn year, man. I don't know. Noel, you can attest to the OC being just shopped around now. You've mentioned it on this show 5 times already this year. Like, it's results oriented, and it's all about what have you done for me lately. And now you pay this guy $500K a year instead of $50K when Noel got into the business. Now, guess what? You're fired in 3 weeks, and I'm gonna put the tight end as OC and finish the year out. I don't know. It's bad business.
And I speak from personal experience. My first 4 years with the Bucs, we had 4 different offensive coordinators. We went Mike Shula, Les Steckel, Clyde Christensen, then they hired John Gruden. That's a monster when every offseason you learn in a new system. That's not fun.
Nah, I don't know why they didn't call.
Let's say like 4 different guys like
right,
that.
like completely different.
It's not even any kind of continuity there.
No.
I don't know why they didn't call Noel.
Oh my God, Shaun, you'd still be playing. You'd be in the Pro Bowl. We'd be like winning Super Bowl.
Hey,
bro.
no, man. They paying so much right now, baby. Find us a spot, man. Find us a spot.
All 4. Imagine us 4 on the staff. Imagine us 4 on the staff. Shit. Hey, Noel, appreciate you. Gio, appreciate you jumping on in, man. Anytime you want to come on, I
got to go too, JB.
With Noel and all you guys, I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Coach.
And,
Thanks. Great seeing you, Shaun.
You too, man. Nice to meet you,
brother.
Gio.
Shaun, nice to meet you too. Look forward to seeing you guys.
Hey,
again.
get your ass out here to Scottsdale. Hang out with us a little bit.
I am. I'll be out there for Thanksgiving with Pat.
Not you. I don't care about you, Shaun.
Shaun will leave Vegas. Hey, no, I'll be out there though for Thanksgiving with Urlacher, who was just on the show last week. I'll be out there, so
I'll be here.
Hey,
you got to give me Shaun. Is Shaun in Vegas?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Nothing, man. He's doing a bunch of different things. He had a show out there at the Lexor, I think.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they had a show and they folded.
Text me his cell number because I go up to Vegas all the time with my kids. For my kids.
All right, yeah, definitely.
I want to holler at him.
All right, definitely. And I'm glad your daughter is okay with the baby. And
yeah,
Gio,
now I get Gio off his ass and find my son a quarterback.
I'm working on it.
It will be all right.
I'm working on it.
No shit. Hey, a pleasure, man. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Gio, I'll hit you up later.
All right, Coach. I'll get your number from Coach if that's good.
All right, brother. Definitely. All right, brother. Hey, man. One legend to another to wrap the show. We're gonna bring Coach Fred in. Give me 2 minutes, though. I'm gonna take a piss break real quick. Bring Coach Fred in, our HBCU legend. We got a lot to discuss. A lot going on in here. He's been sitting watching the show. Shout out to him. We'll end the show on a loaded Wednesday, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We have almost had 1,600 in here on YouTube, over 4,000 on all platforms. Pound that like, subscribe on the realest show on planet Earth. We'll be back in 3. Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8.
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking dog? You see this? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting me. Just fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now, let's check now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old. My back hurts. I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down. Now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again? So I had to. Ash, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it. And just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the plastic basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. Bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net. Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy. The last year they made this Cadillac EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, ragtop, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, you can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real Coach JB's Cribs. Peace. All right. We're back, man. After first hour of technical difficulties, we got it done. Matt joined us with Shaun King. Then we had two legends, No Mazzoni. Coach Gio has been coaching a lot of NFL quarterbacks and college guys. So shout out to those guys giving you guys some insight. So pound that like, man. And four real ones to another real one. Our HBCU legend, our Alcorn State legend, JUCO legend, our main man, Coach Fred, joining in. Coach, hey man, it's been a loaded lineup today, man. I'm over here sweating and shit.
All right, man. That was a good session, man. That was a good session.
We had all kind of stuff. Man, I had the worst nightmare you can imagine last night.
What was it?
So my boat, I took out the water, my yacht. I took it out the ocean. I brought it home. 2 hours to get it maintenance. I got a fresh water leak on board. I got a bunch of little shit. So I'm taking it in under warranty. I'm taking it in. So I brought it home. So it's here for 3 days until I can take it in tomorrow, right? So The truck that's attached to it, my Duramax Denali, love it to death. I tried to back the boat in on the side of the house, and I wanted to see if it fit if that big bitch would fit. So it does. I got it, in the gate. I'm like, all right, I could do it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here though. I take it around the block to come back, because that's the easiest way to pull 60-foot, 40-foot trailer in a boat and a 20-foot truck. So I go around the block. Apparently my EF fluid is low on the exhaust fluid, and it kills the motor to where it wouldn't climb the hill. It put it in ghost mode, which anyone out there knows mechanic-wise. It put the truck in ghost mode. I'm on a hill by my house with the boat, and the truck dies. And I got to immediately put the emergency brake on, put it in. Lucky I had my blocks in the truck. I get that out, put it behind the trailer. I'm sitting like this for 2 hours, dog, because I couldn't get that bitch to start. Because if a diesel runs out of an EF fluid or diesel fuel, it's almost an act of God to get the bitch back started. So you got to prime it. You got to bleed it out. You got to do all kind of shit. And it was the worst scenario, man. I'm blocked the whole street off. I got me and a buddy out here for 2 hours trying to get that shit back up and running, man. I was like, God damn. But thank you, Mina Kimes and EPA.
At least it didn't go backwards, man. I thought that's where that story was heading.
I wouldn't be here today. I probably would have bounced. I've been in Mexico.
Oh, that's a huge torch. Oh man, we got the win finally. Got out of the slump, man. Got the win. Put ourselves back in the hunt. So little help. Got to win out these next two, and see what happens.
Shout out to my boy Quanzito in the chat. It was birthday yesterday. Long Beach native. Shout out to him. Good job, man. Congrats on the win, getting back in there. So you're still in the hunt possibly to play for that title.
Yeah. Got to get some stuff to happen. Doable stuff, but at the end of the day, we got.
You need help by Southern. Who else?
Just Southern. We need Southern to drop. Yeah, need them to drop, and we win, and we'll be good. If not, going out 7-4, winning record first year. Something to build on. See what happens from there.
No doubt. All right, let's dive into some college football, man. I got you here. And what'd you ask? You said, do I? By the way, if you want torches, I got people send me all these different torches every day. I got so many different damn torches, man. I got a combo set too. I'll send you this exact combo. I got this one with the matching brother. This one right here. These motherfuckers are hard.
Hell yeah.
So I'll send you those since I ain't sending you no cigars yet.
I'm with it.
All right, Josh Heupel, down in your neck of the woods, responded to Nico, one of my former kids, and Daddy was my former played tight end with me in JUCO. Nico will not play versus Georgia. He said he was with them today, had a really good day. You think Nico plays, and can Tennessee beat Georgia?
I think he's got to play. This is the part of the year where you can't take no chances and drop one. If he can play, I think he's got to play.
Yeah, I agree. He's got to. And then they got to be good, man. They got to be able to take some shots, and he's got to be able to connect.
Yes.
Early on, he looked good. They got a #1 defense in America, in a lot of people's opinions. But can
Georgia's
they get over
reeling.
the hump? Yeah, can they get over the hump is the question. I would think you'd have to play him. All right, this question right here is what I wanted to ask you. I asked those guys. You got to see it, watch it from behind the scenes. The Vanderbilt quarterback, man, is a JUCO kid. He's suing the NCAA, and he wants a year back, probably to get paid, etc. I don't know. Are you aware of this whole thing?
Partly. We played them beginning of the year, and he's the reason they're doing what they're doing right now. I mean, he's balling, ain't no doubt about it. But we kind of got wind of the story, but never got a chance to really jump into it as I'm reading it now.
So look, Gio, who coaches QBs, and Noel, who's been college and NFL coach forever, like, here's the thing. I'm a JUCO guy. Gio's a JUCO guy. You're a JUCO guy. Jermaine Johnson, who I made it more, I put it in context. Jermaine played for me for 2 years, never redshirted. So those 2 years were cooked. Once your clock starts, I want to be clear on everybody out there so understand the academic clock. When the NCAA starts your clock, it starts in college, whether it's Division III, Division II, FCS, Division I. NAIA does not include, and they're not a part of the NCAA. They're its own thing. So in NAIA, that's why a lot of guys used to play at Tennessee for 4 years, and then you found them at NAIA at Northeast Oklahoma back in the day, and they were unbelievable. Everybody's like, where the hell? He played at Tennessee for 4 years with Peyton Manning. But anyway, the only way your clock stops is how it used to be, is Greenpeace or Mormon mission. I mean, that was the only 2 reasons you could get your clock to actually stop. Once you enrolled in 12 units, your clock starts. It never stops. That's why there was a hustle to it. Fred and I know. You put a guy in 11 units, you gray shirt him, you red shirt him, you don't start his clock. There's ways to get him close as you can to full time without starting his clock, getting him academically ready so he can leave. Let's say he could be a 3-for-3 guy at the 4-year level when he leaves JUCO. This guy played JUCO, and for whatever reason, we all know why we all played. Whether it was academics, you didn't get recruited, you were under-recruited, you weren't developed yet, you weren't good enough, you bloomed late, whatever the reason. You were a shitbird, you got in trouble, whatever it may be. He played. He played his years. I don't understand now why he thinks he deserves years back. Because COVID gave guys years back and all this other stuff. But those guys didn't go JUCO. They were already in the 4-year system, in the portal system. He played his years, man. I don't understand. People probably thought I was going to be with them. I'm not. Everybody's DMing me like, oh, Coach, I know you're defending your JUCO guy. No, I'm not. JUCO played. That's what we are. We played our years. I don't want to see you play 8 years in college. I think it's ruining the game at quarterback. Where you at with this in a nutshell? Do you think he needs to get his year back? Shaun King was like, well, why we hitting this kid and not these other kids who getting this year's Cam Risings and all this? I just think it's two different things, man, going on here.
Yeah, definitely. Because he played. And I'm like you in a sense. Like, I don't know what it is that he's the loophole that he's found to get the suit or for somebody to take it and say, yeah, we got a case, whatever it is. But he played 2 years. Those other guys were at JB's university, got hurt, whatever, got those years, however it went. They didn't come in with 2 years experience, play 2 years, and then by the end of that second year be like, oh, man, I want another year here. It don't work that way. And I think, for once, and when we know how the NCAA is, I think they've got to stand their ground on this, because if they fold on this, this is going to be another revolving door.
Another Pandora's box open.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, Bailey has a bunch of topics, but I wanted to touch back on this Colorado topic over the weekend with Texas Tech's ball boy. I don't know if you've heard about this or saw it or not.
Yeah, I saw it.
What's your takeaway from it? Bucky, Matt and them have him on their show. Basically, he's filming and doing their media stuff. You and I know this, and then he pushes them too. Like like Shaun King said, if that dude would have fired off on him, you got a whole nother issue there. Now we're a band of mercenaries. We got his son on the show. Blah 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 blah. Where are you at with this? And do you agree with Matt? And we like the dogs, or do you agree? I'm like, this guy's only down there because of his son. He's not part of like the fucking film crew. He's not part of the telecast. I just think he's a dude down there because he's the son doing the media thing. I just think it's a shit show. That's personally what I think. All the Colorado prime sexuals will defend it. I just think it's a shit show. It looks like I think it's a bad eye on a good product that's so far 7-2 or whatever. I think it's just another part of a sideshow that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, definitely. And from what I understood when I seen it, the kid was simply trying to get their ball back. Texas Tech's ball. And that started from there. I guess Shiloh was going to keep the ball. But, those ball boys, they have to get the ball, to keep their balls going. But everybody tries to, after a touchdown or a big play, it's not the NFL. You got to give the ball back. And then I think this could have actually went legal as well. And, Buggy's got to be careful. We are, I don't want to say sue happy, but we're in a sue happy climate. And that could have turned, like you said, worse. It was already bad, but that could have turned worse for the kid just trying to get the ball back. I mean, simple as that. He was just trying to get the ball back. And I'm a Deion guy, but, and Bucky doesn't work for the university.
I know.
So that if I'm the head coach and that's my son, I'm sure the AD and the president calls me in the next day and tells me he can't be on the sideline anymore.
Here's the thing, Coach, I don't think anyone wants to talk about you and I side of this. Like, here's the problem I don't understand. If you and I are the head coach and we got our ball boys, we usually hand pick our ball boys because we want the fucking balls because we don't have the luxury of having 1,000 footballs, right?
Right.
I'm from the old school and from the hood where, motherfucker, I better have 4 balls that we came to this game with. You know how important that shit used to be to us. So It hits me different than anybody else out in this chat that has no clue, that never played or coached. I better get my Texas Tech ball back on the sideline, ball boy. If that ball had that stamp on it that said Texas Tech, that kid is doing his damn job. Getting the ball back for his coach, for his school. I'm just telling you. Don't keep the ball. Go get another ball.
You're only allowed to check in so many balls.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Deion, give him a game ball that's just a ball later, if that's the case. Like, I don't understand why this ain't the NFL yet. Like, this ain't your first touchdown. You're keeping the ball for Tua or a quarterback. I'm just saying, I think it's blown way out. I don't think the kid's been – and he pushes the kid. Like, you just said it. This white boy could have sued that cat. This guy got money now. Deion Sanders, this guy got money.
Yeah, NIL's heavy. But the coaching side of it, you're only able to check in so many balls. You have on this sideline, you have on that sideline. If you start throwing picks or turnovers and people start keeping your balls, they won't allow you to check another ball in.
Exactly.
So, now you're down to maybe a 1-ball operation, and now you're running into different things, delay a game, that type stuff. So it's one of them deals where it's just tough.
Hey,
Sue him because he put his
on.
hands on him.
Let's talk about why sue him for what, dumbass. Bailey, show why. Let's see Bucky push this kid in the shoulder, clear as damn day, and you're asking me why sue him? Right there, motherfucker. That's why. I don't know if you realize, but that's why. Have you seen how soft we are now? That's why. Like, period. I mean, come on now. He already has one son with a lawsuit. Shit. Like, I'm just trying to figure out why aren't you keeping away from all that? And by the way, Finney Baller, whoever you are, I've never touched one kid in my entire life, ever, contrary to your belief. Motherfucker, just because I yell, motherfucker, don't mean I touch kids, dumbass. It don't mean I choke the kid out, dumbass. Anyway, this shit is crazy. These motherfuckers is crazy. I don't get it. Hey, what do you think about a good friend of mine, Jim Mora, who came out here, did real well at UCLA. It kind of ran its course. Seattle native, lives up there by Pete Carroll and up there by Bill Gates and all these. He got the house right there on the lake. We used to go to all the time. The son of a great legendary coach as well. He's turned UConn around a little bit. They got 7 wins quietly. Nobody's talking about UConn in the northeast. Hey, clinch a ball game. 12 consecutive losing seasons. He's done a pretty good job. Is this more fuel to my proof that this is a watered down era? UConn's winning 7 games.
Oh man, he's had to do a heck of a job up there because that program had really fell off from years ago. They made a couple bowl runs. And then after that, it just kind of, fell off the map. It was right there with you, UMass. So, you're talking about 132 Division I teams now. Everybody's kind of in the business of finding people to get better year after year, semester after semester. I guess it could fall in that category, but I think he's had to do a heck of a job to get anybody to come to freaking UConn to play football outdoors.
Yeah, there's no doubt. In your wheelhouse, man, you deal with this all the time. I'm sure you can give some insight to this question here. Let me ask you something. This kid at Boston College is a really good player who's probably been part of their success in Boston College under Jim O'Brien's first year, or Bill O'Brien. Where are you at with this kid? Basically took 2 days off because he got benched. Motherfucker just left the program for 2 days.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Dog.
You don't just show back up, No call, no show. You can't do that. Because it goes, again, like we talk about all the time. It goes way past football. You can't just not show up for 2 days, no call, no show, and then come back on that third day and everything's okay. Like, nah, we got to talk about you coming back in this program, first of all, and definitely not playing this week. We got to talk about you becoming a part of this program again, because after that second day you didn't show up, your locker's empty. Those equipment guys have been told to clean that locker out, and we'll go from there. When you show up, your position coach, if he ain't talked to you, he needs to find you, and he needs to send you to Coach JB's office, and then we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have cut his ass so fast. I don't get it. I don't understand how he's there. Let's talk into this rankings real quick. College football rankings. Where are you at with the college football rankings and Georgia being left out as of right now, even though they've had the hardest schedule in football?
I get it. The way they've, looked that last game versus, Ole Miss. What I don't get was the Ole Miss part of it, because they played ball. I thought they were worthy to at least get into, single-digit ranking. But, I still don't believe in number 5. I don't really trust that right now. But, again, they're playing good ball, so you can't take away from it. I think number 8's a question mark. Who are they really playing, Coach? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And Miami couldn't keep living the way they were living. Having to come back week after week, man. You know how it is in this business. That's a dangerous way to live, man.
You think Georgia bounces back and beats Tennessee? This is one of those weeks that they'll come back and dominate. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how they are. They'll dominate a team, and I can see them dominating Tennessee this week. And but Tennessee's defense is good, so it could be a game that's come down to the wire, low scoring too.
But I'm like you, because they had the one loss, they came back, and then they looked like the team that was going to take off and run away with the national championship. I mean, just dominant. If I'm Tennessee, I'm a little bit worried, because they may have gotten refocused and turn into the team that everybody thought they were from the beginning. So I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Georgia pulls that out just because of who they are. I don't know if Tennessee believes fully.
Yeah, no doubt. It's interesting. I don't know, man. I just thought they got the hardest strength of schedule. They got the number 3 ranked opponent strength of schedule. I just don't understand how. And you beat Texas at home. You beat Clemson, who you can possibly have beat both ACC champ and SEC champ at the end of the day and be left out. And this will be second year 2 that they've been left out. I thought they could have got in last year, arguably.
They should have gotten in last year.
Yeah. And then where you at with the non-group of 4, whatever? You got Boise, you got Tulane, and I don't see Washington State jumping Boise, but who knows? Where you at within those guys? And then Notre Dame, who's not in a conference, so they can't do any better than 5 as far as the ranking. I just think that the NCAA really didn't look forward and think forward about this when they picked this thing, because there's too many conferences that don't play each other in conference, and then you have to depend on something else. And you could have a Penn State team that's ranked 4th who doesn't even have to play Indiana and get in.
Right.
I don't think they thought out this thing very well.
Nah, and I like, out of those, I like Boise. They do that one thing really well that comes down, when it's time to win games. They run the ball. I like them. Tulane's high flying, but I just don't know if they've got enough on their schedule to jump in the mix, if that makes sense. Boise's in a prime spot if they get some guys in front of them to lose, to be able to sneak in there. I'm like you. I don't see Washington State being able to get, into that bracket, unless they just start putting up 80 points and it becomes must-see TV kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Let's end the show, man, with some hell yeah, hell nah real quick. Who you got this week?
We head out to Prairie View A&M, Houston, Texas.
Uh-oh. Prairie View. Man, that school is built like – I used to recruit out there. I used to go out there all the time. My boy was coaching there. Like, it's literally built it's next to Houston's, and the stadiums are, like, next to each other and shit. And you got one that looks like this, and you got one that looks like this. And it's like, damn, they motherfuckers share the same street. They share the same street. Isn't it crazy, though? Like, why would you want – one look like straight Compton, and the other one look like Beverly Hills, and they're next to each other. It's crazy how that shit works. All right, let's dive into some hell yeah, hell no. Hell yeah, hell no, brought to you by BetUS. Head on over there and use my promo code CoachJB. Coach Fred, hell yeah, hell no. Deion Sanders will be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hell no. That ain't his. And I was listening to you guys talk earlier while I was in the background. I just don't think that's his world. And I think, Shaun was the one that said it. Because he won't be able to go get who he needs to go get. He can't entice, Jaden Daniels to come play for him because he's under contract. So I just think it's a different world, and I just think he's a better fit in the college game. And I don't see him and Jerry. And I know they say they're like that, but I just don't see him and Jerry setting horses when it comes to those kind of things.
Okay, hell yeah, hell no. Deion Sanders will still be at Colorado next year.
I said on the show before, hell no. I just think the situation with his son and Travis leaving, I think there's going to be greener, warmer pastures somewhere else. I think he's going to.
Florida State.
I just don't see it. I don't see it. But I think he'll still be in the game, just not in Colorado.
That's going to be, that's going to bury some folks. That's going to, it's going to just. It's going to have so many people in Boulder. It's going to have so many non-Boulder, Colorado, new Boulder, Colorado fans so hurt.
It's going to be like when LeBron left Cleveland. All of a sudden, everybody was Miami Heat fans. Now they're Laker fans, that kind of thing.
Oh, my goodness, man. That shit is crazy as hell. Hell yeah, hell no. Georgia will be left out of the college playoff.
I say hell no. Because I feel like they're going to pull one of these next two out, and they're going to look dominant, pass the eye test, as the committee says, and I think they get in. The crazy thing about it is I think they get in, as a last seed, which is not going to be much fun for the number one seed, that kind of thing, or, coming out of that bracket. But I think they get in.
All right, this is a two-parter in one question. Hell yeah, hell nah, man. Hell yeah, hell nah. The Washington Commanders will beat the Eagles tomorrow on Thursday Night Football and win the NFC East.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Really?
I think they went and got the corner to kind of sew up that back end on the defense, to go up and match an A.J. Brown, to match a C.D. Lamb. I think that's why they went and got him. And then I think they just do enough on offense to complement their defense. And I think they're believing. They're really believing in the quarterback, man. Should have won the game Sunday.
I know. They jumped off sides, man. That just further proof of the undisciplined nature of these kids, man. Hell yeah, hell nah. You approved of Deebo Samuel's outfit.
Hell nah. I was hoping to see what Smitty had to say about that. I can't believe he paid somebody to pick that out for him, man. Like, all these guys have stylists, and I'm just like, nah.
Oh, Coach, the cold part is they think that's drip or swag or whatever y'all call it out here now. These youngsters call it. That's drip. If that's drip and swag, y'all can keep it.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I mean, right down to the shoes. I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? This makes no sense.
And Shaun King said it wasn't even an outfit; it was the walk. I mean, damn, dog.
It's those shoes with the heels on it. That's what made him walk like that.
Hey, real quick, before you leave, I don't know if you saw it last night. Klay Thompson returned back to Golden State, hit 6 threes, and then Steph takes over, scores the last 12 points. An emotional return for Klay Thompson. Good to see in a little hoops talk. But did you see Spoelstra and the Miami Heat's debacle in Detroit?
No, I hadn't read it yet. I was kind of going through the highlights. I saw the Steph takeover, but I hadn't seen the Heat deal yet.
So basically, they allow a lob to tie the game at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, and to go up. And that's like, the game was crazy. I saw people hitting me up and sending me this shit, and I'm like, damn. So it was in Detroit on a blue court. The courts nowadays are crazy. I don't know how you saw the court. And then the dude calls a timeout, a la Chris Webber and at the Fab Five did in the tournament against North Carolina when they didn't have a timeout. So he called a timeout, and then he went crazy after ref. All kind of shit happened in that Miami Heat Detroit game, and now everyone's going at Spoelstra. And the NBA so far has been non-existent. I haven't heard a peep from the NBA, and it tells me usually you hear NBA rumblings during this part of the NFL season. I haven't heard anything. About the NBA this year, and I don't know if they're in the play-in tournament shit that they did last year. I don't even know where they are in the NBA right now, but it looks like a horrible product. Guys opting out, sitting out, load managing. Embiid don't
already.
Kawhi Leonard's hurt for the Clippers. Paul George misses 2 weeks. Like, this shit is a joke. I think the NBA is going to be a tough watch for me when the NFL season ends.
I'm trying to find that Spoelstra deal, but I can't find it. But, yeah, it's tough, man. You're just starting. You're less than 10 games in, and you already have guys reporting that they're low managing. That just doesn't make sense to me. But then again, I get it. It just doesn't make sense to me, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, before you leave, we got some apparently we got some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Interested to see what it is, but let's see what it is. See what Bailey has to say.
I'll make this quick. This is breaking news before we get out of here. The Colts are going back to Anthony Richardson for the rest of the year. Hitting him this week against the New York Jets. Coach JB, your thoughts?
Oh, fuck. Is Smitty back tomorrow, Bailey?
Smitty will be back tomorrow. That's great.
Well, I wouldn't miss tomorrow's show, y'all. I wouldn't miss tomorrow's show because, that
didn't last long.
It's going to be interesting because Smitty jumped off him, said that they need to watch, go with Flacco the rest of the year. Flacco looked bad. Where you at with IR5 getting the start again?
I mean, that's tough. I mean, because now he can go out there. He's got the built-in excuse from, the fans and the whole nine that now we're all over the place now. I went from starter to bench. Now I'm back. I'm all over the place right now. So he's got the built-in excuse, but as the head coach, now you don't have any other excuse. You know what I mean? You got to get him to play, and you've got to get him to play well, because if not, that falls back on your desk. That's crazy, though. What does this last for, 2 games?
Yeah, dog. Hey, listen, here's the cold part about it. How do you come out and say that Flacco's the starter for the rest of the year, and now you're going reneging and going backwards like it's some spades being played out here, and you just fucking renege, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how the locker room accepted this dude and he quit on y'all.
He was tired. He didn't quit. What did Smitty say? He was tired. He didn't quit. But then Smitty had to get off of it. But anyway, I don't know how you get it back now. You know, I would love to know what the locker room thought is. Bailey with the breaking news. I love it.
Hey, shout out to coming on, man. Man, I wish I had you longer. We had a loaded lineup, and it was all over the place today. So we'll get you back Wednesday. We'll get you on next week. Get you back on next week in the normal slot. And then I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see how tired AR5 is this week. Hopefully put the weed down, man. Hopefully fucking put the weed down. Good luck this weekend, Coach. And,
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Coach. All right, big.
Later. Shout out to everybody, man, joining the show. It was a loaded Wednesday, man. One of our best Wednesdays. We had a lot of good, decent numbers for a Wednesday. And shout out for Bailey running the ones and twos. And we'll be back Thursday, man. It'll be a thirsty Thursday for Big Smitty. I'm sure of it. He'll be quite thirsty to get back on the show. And we'll talk about this AR5 situation as he gets the starting nod once again. Shout out to Noel Mazzoni, Coach Gio, Big Matt, Shaun King, and the rest of the crew for all you joining in. Appreciate all you guys, man. And Stilly the Boss, you a bitch. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow on the realest show on planet Earth. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the ass a rap. We what the game's been missing. We